Welcome, everyone, to another very special Melee game stream. Hey, I'm Melee James. How's it going, everybody? I'm going to keep the introduction short and sweet here. I'm alone right now, but we are going to jump in a call right now with Kay and two very special people. One of them, I think you all know. The other one you might not know. We got a new challenger in the house. How's that? And we're going to be talking all cool things with them. But first, I just want to say hi to everybody. How's it going, Insidious Bliss? He's dropping those turkey. How's it? Did you guys... Look, I'm a Canadian. Did you guys do Thanksgiving today? Tomorrow? I've lost track of it. I'm apparently eating fake Thanksgiving with my friends on Saturday. You guys celebrate tomorrow, right? Anyway, enjoy your turkeys, people. Jerry Crow says, I'm thankful for not being obligated to be thankful for anything just to drive up consumerism. Ah, Jerry, you have to consume with me. Consume with me, Jerry. Ah. Internet Crusader says, sweet. Dirk says, nay. Nay, the I say. How's it going, everybody? Nerdinio says, I spent the day with my aunt today, who got a pickle in her lunch, and I explained the Pickle Wars to her and how disgusting they are. Sounds like your aunt is Team Pickle. There scores another one for the Pickle Gang. Pickle, all you Aunt Pickle bros. That sounds weird. All you ants that are pro pickle, that sounds weird too. I'm just going to stop speaking. Dirk, how's it going? He says, where am I? Who are all of you people? Well, I'm only one, and then I'm going to introduce you to more in a second here. Nerdinio says, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Yeah, apparently I have Mel Brooks on the brain. Sadie Split says, but did she eat the pickle? Good question. Jerry Crow says, I know Nerdinio Mace Windu with a pickle saber. Oh god, do you want to make him mad? Insidious Bliss says tomorrow. That's what I thought. And Nerdy Neo says, unfortunately, yes, she is a freak who likes pickles. Well, she's welcome in the pickle allegiance. I don't even know where I am in that whole frickin' war anymore. I've lost track of it. I've lost track of time. Let me quickly just want to fix something here real quick because I realized something went horribly wrong here before we jump in the call. This. No, wait, it looks good. Never mind. It looks great. Look at that. I thought I had to fix something. Turns out I don't. Okay. Wait. It does need to move a little bit. God. Work with me. Work with me, browser. You know, you're fine. You're fine. This is fine. All right. Let us introduce you to Kay and our very special guests here. 1 second, everyone. Go here and join the call. I'm in, and I don't have anything on screen. There we go. How's it going?
We don't have your face.
Where's my face?
You're that shark from... What is that cartoon this is from? This icon?
Street Sharks, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
Is that from Street Sharks?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember, man.
My God. There's my face. I don't know where the fuck my face went there, but how's it going, everybody? I didn't do much introductions. We were mainly talking about Nerdy Neo's Aunt's Pickle. So, Kay, it's a thing. Kay, why don't you...
I was reading the chat, and I was like, why am I a freak that likes pickles? I assumed it was about me.
You're super freaky. Super freaky pickle time.
Pickles is an important topic.
I think.
Can we agree on that?
Is that a topic we're getting to? Is that what we're getting to today?
I don't know. We're doing like 2 hours today, so maybe we'll find time for the pickles too. Who knows?
Oh, God.
Who knows?
But I didn't introduce anything. So, Kay, why don't you tell the people what we're doing today, who these people are? I think one of them you recognize is Todd Howard.
Todd Howard, the man who tried to kill Extra Zero.
Exactly.
That's how I always associate it. And then when I see DJ's icon staring into my soul, it's like, is he coming for me next? Are we all going to get targeted by Todd Howard?
Yes.
Let me explain what we're doing. Sorry, I'm just like I'm drinking 0-calorie Pepsi. That's where I'm at right now, guys.
I like how you stuttered. I'm drinking, and you're just drinking 0-calorie Pepsi. Like, what?
Well, no,
that's not an excuse. It's fine.
It's disgusting, and I'm drinking it anyways because I want fuel. I want energy. So,
oh my God.
So that's where I'm at. Anyways, we're doing a conversation about music and video games today. So I think some of you might have already seen. We did a stream before with DJ Axis and Paul Hadoken. That was like what, a month ago, 2 months ago. It feels like a million years in internet time, but
yeah.
We did a Men Behind the Music type stream because both of them provide music for our streams. And so we wanted to get to know them better because it's like, hey, we play your music every stream we do for 7 minutes. Who the hell are you? And why are you here? So
that sounds more invasive than welcoming.
Yeah, I know.
Like, who are these people and their music?
I'm a woman. What are you expecting?
Okay, so there's one small detail, though. I am Paul Hadoken. Okay?
Paul Hadoken.
Bizarro Paul over here.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I love it. No, it's hilarious. But today we're doing a part 2 because there was a bunch of music topics we wanted to discuss that time, but we got carried away in the conversation. So this is the part 2 of the music special on the channel. We're going to touch on a few topics today about the video game industry with music, what we feel it is with, YouTube copy striking music, stuff like that. So we're going to get in a few different things. But before that, not only do I want to introduce our guests, but I want to get to know one of them because I know you guys recognize one of the guests, but there's another guest here that you might not know as well. So I'm going to start with DJ if you just want to tell the people who you are, where to find you, what you do, and then we'll go to our next guest after that.
Okay. Oh, what's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Axis, your friendly neighborhood DJ, holding it down out here. You know me. You remember me, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But anyways, if you don't, I make original music and I make retro remixes. I remix old-ass video games and I make the music sound all nice and crisp and new. It's wonderful. You can find it over on my YouTube channel. I upload on Rumble, even though now I have to do it myself because they disabled Rumble channel sync.
Can
because
we talk
thanks
about that for a second?
Yeah, thanks Rumber. Thanks.
Oh.
I'm livid. I had it going for a month, and I'm just like, I'll just let it simmer. Like it's like a slow cooker. I thought it would just be uploaded, and then I find out today from Kay that they disabled channel sync, and they just removed it from the dashboard. It's not even there anymore, and I'm just like, okay, thanks.
It's
well,
gone.
at least, you can't even do it anymore. So fine, I'll just upload all my stuff manually there. I don't care.
Yeah, but it's so
anyways.
annoying. It's like it could have just been, it goes on there automatically. And guess what, Rumble? You'll still get your fucking viewers. You'll get more viewers that way because I have to put less work as a creator to put my stuff on there. And guess what? Sometimes DJ doesn't have this problem yet because he's not streaming on Rumble, but our streams get choppy on Rumble sometimes. And I like the fact that the YouTube VOD automatically ends up on Rumble as well. We usually have 2 copies on Rumble. One that works through YouTube that got to Rumble, and the Rumble stream that was choppy. So now you've also ruined that. Thank you, Rumble. I'm sorry, DJ. This is your intro.
Good old Rumber. But anyways, you can find.
Defending it. They're defending it. They're like, yeah, but you can just upload it yourself. You took a function away from me. Anyways, where can you find it?
You can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Rumble, and you can find me on Twitter, either with DJ Axis or just like Jeff Jarrett, DJ Axis R. I'll never stop saying it. James loves it.
Hell yes. I love it. I love it.
And one final thing, I'm actually doing live streams now, thanks to this very, very strapping young man to my right. Thanks to him. It's all because of this guy right here, who's up next to introduce himself.
Oh yeah, and all those links that DJ mentioned are in the description over on Rumble and on YouTube. So wherever you are watching, you can follow all these people everywhere right frickin' now if you somehow aren't already.
Exactly. And we have another guest here. Now, some of you might already know him as the radio man when DJ is streaming. This is our sir, Mr. JazzyPanda. So, hello, JazzyPanda. Tell the people who you are, where they can find you, what you do.
Hello, everyone, then. Yeah, my name is Jazzy, or JazzyPanda. It's just a nickname that I coined 16 years ago. Oh, no.
Good lord.
Anyway,
I'm old.
Oh, no. Anyway, yeah, I just do stuff. I like live streaming games in Spanish, but I like live streaming games. I am an appreciator of musics and art in general in video games and video games themselves, of course, and a follower here of the Melee crew, the Melee guys, the Melee stuff, the Melee geniuses, and this wonderful community.
Smarter than we are.
Yeah. Have you seen what we do?
Yeah. Did you see me interrupt the intros? Yeah. Have you seen the Oreos?
Yeah.
Come on, Chad, let them know. Let them know you agree with me. Come on. Use emotes or things like that. I don't know what the people do nowadays with the chat thing. Just go ahead. So, yeah, thanks for having me, guys, and excuse the randomness here and there.
We love the randomness.
Yeah,
we're chaos people. Like, I'm not a person that's like, so anyways, tell me about yourself. Oh, how was your day? I'm very much like, I'll just yell in the middle of someone talking. So As we all know, sober, drunk doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So please be random. It's
Either
all
way,
good.
it turns into rumber.
It does.
Okay.
Don't get me started on it, okay?
Yeah, no.
I'm peeved about it. I've been mad about it all day. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
But anyway,
Stupid.
Jazzy Panda, it's super awesome to meet you, man, and see the man behind the mission. And yeah, I didn't know you were streaming in Argentinian or whatever. I'm terrible with words. You know what? You know what I'm trying to say here?
Argentinian, I like it.
Yes. Yeah, this is why people think I'm American, because I talk like a backwards American, and I love it. But yeah, so I didn't know. I'm gonna have to check out some of your streams, buddy. But the links to everything for Jazzy Panda are in there as well, including his Twitch. So I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, you will find that my live streams are actually in Spanish, so I'm sorry about that in advance. But I plan on
Why are
uploading.
you sorry?
Because I cannot include, I cannot like fully include the community that I would really want to like my target audience. I would like it to be international, so I would have to find a way to actually stream in 2 languages.
You
I
need
can
to do the
adapt.
Mr. Beast thing. You need to hire a voice actor that does it for you.
Yeah,
Mr.
right.
Beast does in every
he
other
does-
language. He'll be like, the guy that plays Naruto voices me in Japan or some shit, and it's like that's kind of amazing. You need to do
Yeah, but that's money, and
that. That is
you know,
money, yeah.
Yeah.
I only have. Hang on, I have to say it in like with a Spanish accent, but I only have Argentinian pesos. Okay.
Hey, we got Monopoly money here. It doesn't even exist, so that's
This is
cooler.
This is 10 cents of a dollar. Okay.
Oh my god.
Is it actually?
It is.
Good
Oh
lord.
my god, that's brutal.
These are 100
brutal.
pesos.
Well, over here, I think
but you
Canadian
know.
Tire money is worth more than our real money at this point. So
Yeah, I think so too. Monopoly money, Canadian Tire money. We'll
Yeah.
take anything we can get over in this country.
yeah,
So
we're starting to trade Timbits just for other food. Yeah.
the honey glazed
the funny
ones
thing
are
is that-
like the best.
The funny thing is that we get by somehow. I don't understand how we haven't like physically imploded, and there's now a black hole where Argentina is. You know.
It's because
I don't know.
the whole world is like this, so you might think Argentina's just bad, but then your neighbors are like, "Oh no, dude, like it's terrible over here too." So it's just like there's different levels of bad wherever you're living in the world right now. So it's imploding everywhere. Like good
That's very
lord,
true.
Canada, and yeah, good lord, America. It's just everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry, music. I do this. I derail everything. Jazzy.
All right, that's
I
the
know
one
that-
thing that I didn't mention. I'm also a musician.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Literally, I was gonna be like, you do music too, don't you? Okay, there you go.
All right, so is this like the geography class?
Yes.
Right. So yeah, geography was a bad pick there. So I play keyboards, I sing, and I play the bass guitar and the acoustic guitar. I can count that in too.
Why wouldn't it
So,
count? Is it
I-
because
I-
you're like don't do it as much, or is it like acoustic people don't
It's
exist?
too basic of a thing that I know how to do. You know, I'm bad with my left hand. I was looking for like ways to exploit the context there. James is thinking. James is buffering.
I'm just thinking it's like he was probably being modest about the acoustic guitar, so Jeff Jarrett over here doesn't use it and smack it over someo's head. So that's probably why.
Only if he calls me slap nuts.
Who
though.
you
That's
calling
the only
slap
time.
nuts?
That's awesome though. I didn't know you played so many instruments. That's super cool.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a. I have a little bit for a little something for everyone.
And we know you as the voice for radio. Like every time you're talking, we're like, what is that voice in the background? It sounds so good. So
Oh,
I'm
right.
assuming that your music voice is very good too with your singing, if that's your radio voice. Just saying.
Oh, I was just telling DJ before the stream that I could do some singing for you, just real quick now.
Oh my
Go for it
god.
If you want to. If
You're
you're
okay,
comfortable, yeah.
it's just a small something.
Do you need a backbeat or something?
No. I'll just turn on my effects here, and I can do like we're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. That's all.
There you
Oh,
go.
You're
that was
really good at singing. Holy crap. There we go. He's proven he's a musician. Now we have to believe it.
I just want someone in the chat who got rickrolled for the fucking 80 billionth time to be like, God damn it! Every
I
time!
love you with all my tomato.
Here.
You know something, Jazzy? Like every time I see you like ply your talents,
Acoustic guitar
like
tips
singing or like
$13.13.
playing music, I'm
Will
just
you call in
like,
basic?
Yeah, boy. Everyone's
You have to-
advancing their soundboards, their abilities. What is going on?
Well,
I did not
don't-
expect that.
Well, Kay, don't worry. because
nobody expects it. That's the thing.
Perfectly
Nobody
while that
expects a sound
happened,
board.
Yoda also died, by the way. So we synced it up perfectly.
We're rolling up in here prepared. Okay, me and Jazzy had like the game plan. We had like the whiteboard. We were like scribbling like formations. We had it all formed up and ready to roll.
That was so funny.
And by we, I mean him. I just sat there and looked pretty. Jazzy did all the work.
Holy
Because
moly.
I'm a programmer. I'm a professional programmer. Okay, like my primary thing is programming, but I do all those other things too. Right?
It's interesting because programming is such a like technical like thing, and then you go into music, which is also technical but very artistic, right? And
Yeah.
so they're very like different. You have to be super like precise with programming.
Yeah, I would have to go in more detail about programming being a very technical, like hard thing to learn and to execute, because it's actually very creative. There are no two solutions that are equal, like between two people who are being assigned the same problem to solve. But you know, it's for another time. It's a different topic. But it's very closely related to arts, so it's something curious. Yeah.
James, you look like you want to read that super chat again.
What? I can, yeah. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
want to interrupt like all the big words you're all saying. So I just want to say, acoustic guitar came in and killed Yoda and said, "Who you calling basic?" Hey, careful. Acoustic guitar. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But Jeff Jarrett here is gonna fucking smash you to smithereens if you're not careful. But we appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Mr. Acoustic Guitar. I love you.
Yoda died for the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I love you with all my tomato. I'm gonna keep doing this until someone actually sends tomatoes in chat.
Oh, it'll happen.
Here.
It'll happen.
Hang on. We
Um,
can.
Yeah, go on, DJ. Sorry.
All you got to do is praise Mortal Kombat 1. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
There you go.
Cheating! You're on the stream and you put
I
the
know.
tomatoes
You're
in there.
self-flogging yourself.
Before
somebody had to
we
do it.
continue on with the topics, I just want to say, chat, and I think DJ said that on his stream as well. This is an excellent time to ask questions as well to DJ or Jazzy if you want to know anything about their opinions on music. So we're gonna take like audience questions as well. Oh, there you go. You started the tomato train. Good job,
All
DJ.
right. Yeah. Go tomatoes.
So
Go
if anyone in
bananas.
chat has questions, feel free to ask, and we'll read those throughout the show as well. But I do want to ask Jazzy a question because we asked this last time and we don't know his answer. So last time we did the stream, we asked like, what is your favorite like video game soundtrack or like one that kind of resonates with you? It probably was like way less fancy way I asked it last time, but is there a video game that you're like, this is the best soundtrack ever, I love it, or it like reminds me of childhood, or this is like what I look to when I think of video game music? Do you have anything like that?
I think I would have to go with Sonic 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I don't know if I should include the Knuckles because it's kind of a technical thing there, but I actually
counts, it
love that soundtrack. I just love that soundtrack. Love every single track in Sonic 3. And
Sonic 3 is a
also-
popular one. Sonic 2 for me, personally.
Which one's the secret Michael Jackson one? Is that 3?
That's 3.
Okay. Jazzy wins. Sorry, Kay. But I'll always side with my boy MJ. So and
I hear that Sonic 2 divides people. You know, like as does Mega Man 2 and 3. So, but I don't know. We're not
does.
getting into that.
No, we can. It's fine. For me, Sonic 2 is the first game I played. So no matter what, it's always going to be the best Sonic to me on the 2D level. But if I'm being objective, I think Sonic Mania is slightly better, actually.
Okay, new release.
Yeah. If I were really being like honest about it, but I will always say Sonic 2 is my favorite 2D Sonic.
Oh, I didn't realize, but I put my
Yeah,
Sonic
Sonic
mug.
saw
mug.
that's a lovely
Yeah.
mug. I love it.
Let's go.
Were there any other games that you associate with like good soundtracks, or are you mainly like a Sonic fan specifically?
That would be a Journey to Silius on the NES.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Is that how you
You know,
became a fan of DJ?
no. That's not how I became a fan of
'Cause
DJ,
that's like
but
his like popular track. I think that
I
might be
ha-
his like highest viewed one.
yeah, that's a very good remix, by the way. But it's because I pay attention to the instrument design, like the sound design of the instruments, and I like how they always pushed the capabilities of the sound chips in both the NES and the Genesis.
Yes.
Because it's like it's like a sound chip that synthesizes sound as part of the program code. So like they write music in code. It's that tracker music that the people already may have heard DJ talk about in the
tracker
first part.
music's so good.
Tracker music is love. Tracker
I
music
w-
is tomato.
I was about to
And,
nerd out about Sunsoft, like Journey to Silius, and why their music was so good, but I didn't want to interrupt, so keep going.
it's okay. I think that was all I had to say. It's very good instrument design, and then
Yeah.
they bop. They make you go,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the thing that makes Sunsoft songs so good is, all right, the NES has 4 channels for audio. It has 2 square waves, 1 triangle wave, and a noise channel that was usually for like percussion. And then there's a 5th channel that was used for digitized sound that's called DCPM. And Mario 3 uses it for like a bongo, kind of like a bongo drum. But Sunsoft would use it for a bass instrument. So all of their songs are arranged completely differently than other NES tracks. So like with most NES games, they would use the triangle wave for the bass instrument, and Sunsoft they would just use it as like an additive to the rest of the song, and it makes all of their music sound very, very unique, and it's just great. Like I can't think of a bad Sunsoft game, like as far as music goes.
Right. So it's like it stands out. It's that sound that stands out from the rest of the games that you have played. And like
Yeah.
you can kind of say, okay, this melody sounds similar to this other game, but it doesn't sound the same.
Yeah.
They are the same bleeps and bloops, but there is one instrument. In the case of Sunsoft, like DJ says, that's the bass guitar. That sounds just everything is put there.
Yeah, and other studios had sort of like their own unique sounds. Like if you listen to 8-bit like Capcom music or Konami music or even just Nintendo, they all sort of have like their own flares and flourishes by how they use like arpeggio or how they use like reverb or just like noise reduction on the basic stuff. So it was really interesting like how music back then was so limited. Like you only had 4 audio channels to work with, basically 4. I mean, by an extension 5 if you want to be technical. And the musicians behind those games, they just pushed that sound chip to its absolute limits. And then they did the same thing with like 16-bit consoles too, like all the way up until we got like Redbook Audio. So
No, absolutely. Okay, what you thinking? You're in deep thought there. Do you have any favorite?
I am in
fun
deep thought.
What's going on, big guy?
Well, he mentioned Sega Genesis, and I was like, I always have to talk about how much I love the Road Rash 3 soundtrack, and DJ knows this about me.
Oh, I do.
That Sega Genesis twang. I don't understand where it comes from or why. I'm not a music expert, but I fucking love it. To the point where, like, people, like, James and I got into a debate about the Street Fighter 2 soundtrack, and I said it sounds better. Genesis.
No.
And we yell at each other over because he's like, no, SNES sounds way better. I'm like, no. I love that Genesis sound to it. Like
it sounds like it sounds like if Street Fighter 2 was a cat and it got run over on the Sega Genesis, in my opinion. But yeah, it's so beautiful how it purrs on that Super Nintendo, and then here comes Sega to just go blah to it.
Wow.
But yeah,
Well, it
some
may have
games
to do
sound
with the
great,
fact-
but not that one. Not that
Well,
one.
that particular difference, like I prefer the Genesis sound and I prefer the SNES sound, may come from the fact that the Super Nintendo actually is what we call sample based. Okay, so everything is a sound that's been like imported or recording from something else, from a keyboard, from another song, from another recording. But the Genesis still uses synthesizers, so the sound tends to be clearer. Sometimes the basses are like more crystalline. I think it makes sense to put it this way. DJ will correct me.
Yeah,
But
crystallized.
crystallized, yeah. And sometimes it's more chirpy. It depends on how the
Yeah.
sound has been designed from the code. So here's the thing. I just noticed that programming and music like converge again when we talk about the history of music in video games.
That's true. See, now I'm curious. Tell me more about this. I want to understand how the programming is involved. I mean, you might not have the answer. This is maybe.
You're just looking for more argument points against me. This is what you're going to the
But
experts.
no, I don't care. The Sega Genesis has the best sound. I don't care. I'm a Sega girl forever. I will literally. I'm gonna be playing that Neptunia game with the Sega girls all day and night when that gets to me. I ordered it. I'm so excited. So I'm a Sega girl, ride or die, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis. So I don't need any extra defenses. But I feel like Jazzy's in a unique situation with being somebody who does programming and who also appreciates music. So and video games at the same time. So I'm curious, like, do you have any thoughts on the process behind how to make those soundtracks for game consoles? Do you know how that's maybe changed over time? Do you have any insight on that?
Well, I do believe that the fact that they that era of video games yielded so many awesome soundtracks. Okay, I may be a bit short of words at times, but bear with me. It has to do with technical limitations, right? So there's this thing when you have to optimize like to the very last byte that you can use in like program code, and how much you allocate for the sounds and how much you allocate for the music and how long it is and how many variations you can write to that soundtrack and how it changes with the gameplay. All those technical limitations of the consoles of that era actually, it worked for creativity on the programming side. And when you have musicians that work back to back with programmers, you get that synergy, like, yeah, you can do that. It would actually sound funkier if you did this and not that. And then, it's a continuous creative feedback that they would get working on that limitation. In my opinion, at least, of course. I was born in '92, so
90s kids, yeah.
yeah, I'm a bit of a not that valid voice on this.
That's not true. You know more than I do for sure. I just am like, I like this one because it sounds good. So you guys are actually backing up your arguments, and I'm just like, I don't care. It sounds the bestest.
But you did get very good results with with any system or technology, and the fact that it is not like that notable nowadays, it's because those technical limitations are technically gone. Technically not actually gone. So everything can be like digitally recorded, and you can just get virtual instruments. You can get like a whole orchestra there in your computer and just fire up a program and start writing notes. Even with a mouse, you just drop the notes there and it sounds like it was recorded in an by a symphony orchestra or something. And
That's my other question about it. So you're mentioning like now you can be more digital with stuff. Do you think it actually sounds similar enough to the instruments now? Like, is it worth even purchasing instruments anymore? And is it more worth it to just buy digital programming now?
I think that's there is an element of authenticity that will definitely stick with hiring real musicians with real instruments. There are things that cannot be replicated nowadays, even with AI and all those things that have been growing more popular lately. So yeah, there's always be like this appreciation. I think even the term audiophile was coined to defend like fidelity with the real instruments and the actual process of recording and those small artifacts that are products of the microphones and the placement and all those small details that very few professionals can actually hear on very specialized equipment. So there is always going to be that element of authenticity, if you ask me. Besides, there's live music. So
That's true.
you have those anniversary editions, like concerts, and they're
Yeah.
always, they always get a lot of people in that
Mhm.
want to hear that.
No, I remember like I got because the Zelda games they tend to do that a lot where you can find like I think it was Skyward Sword or something had like the original soundtrack on there and stuff like that. And there's something about that orchestra to me that's just so powerful. And I don't see that getting replaced anytime soon. And I like that you brought up AI because that's actually kind of a topic that I want to talk to all of you about today was kind of like where you feel the video game music space is transforming. Do you think AI is becoming a part of it? Have you seen signs of that yet? Is it concerning to either of you?
Hmm.
Have you noticed anything like that?
I've noticed a bit of this on Twitter, but I'm not too worried about AI completely taking over things like art or music or anything like that because there is one thing like at least for now machines cannot like they can't think outside the box. An AI can't innovate. It can only replicate data that it's been fed. So like it'll always kind of miss that X factor that like humans have when they create music or literature or video games or just any sort of creative work. Like an AI can just never it can outdo us at like drawing what we already draw from, but it can't go beyond that. So like it can never make that evolutionary leap to the next new genre or like the next new art style or the next new like trend in cinemas.
Yeah, it doesn't have that like human touch to it where you
Yeah,
experiment and make
exactly.
errors. I think that's the main thing is like
Hmm.
with AI, it just tries so much to mimic so that it can like I think one of the main AI trends I've seen that people are really into is you like expand an image, for example. So it's able to like take the image it already has and slowly expand it. But I haven't seen many uses of AI where it's like, "Oh, you created something totally new and I'm worried now because this would take a human brain to create, you know?"
Well, that's the thing. AIs have been conceived with as a product of something that we can imagine. There's nothing that has been like created out of a different paradigm, or it's been created by humans, and we think in a certain way within certain boundaries, and the AI will inherit those limitations. That's
Yeah.
fascinating to think. There's a very interesting paper that, now that I think about it, I don't have it at hand, but it's interesting. It's a paradigmatic thing.
Is it specifically about how like the human brain is because what you brought up is interesting. It's like, yeah, technically we're the ones building the AI. So
Hmm.
realistically the AI is almost within the limitations of how we program it, which for me is a concern in itself as we get to a point where and this is not music related necessarily, but where AI starts scrubbing things because the people programming it decide, oh, I don't want it to answer this way or that way. So it's interesting that you brought that up. It's true. Like, how is the AI going to exceed what we do if we're the ones creating it technically?
That the theory of this paper that I brought up is actually that, like the most developed that an AI, at least currently, is going to inherit all of our human mistakes. Like, there's no correcting that because they are conceived according to our boundaries, or something like that. I'm starting to think that I'm not making sense here,
No, it
or that
is.
I'm
It
repeating
makes sense. What do
myself.
you mean?
It's just
Yeah.
scaring me. I'm one of those people that is like, fire bad. We like take an axe to it 10 years ago. I'm gonna be the Kyle Reese killing them all in the future. So that's what I'm excited for. So no, this is great because
You're killing all the music AI bots.
yes,
Stop it. Stop making top 40. Get the fuck
yes,
out of here.
we need Taylor Swift back. Clearly. Oh God. So yeah, no, but everything you're saying is making sense. It's just scaring me more because I'm just thinking you're saying it's always going to be conceived to our faults, but it's just like what if it's not? I've read some crazy things on AI that aren't even music related, so I won't go deep into them here. But I always have a laugh when I hear about a robot learning too much and then immediately killing itself. But
Skynet has joined the call.
but what happens when the when the robot's like, I'm not gonna kill myself. You guys are the problem. So that's where I'm like, that's where I come in. But yeah. Anyway. This is why I've been
follow up on that, James.
This is why I try to stay silent for our lovely
No,
guests
no,
because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin
You're
it.
so funny.
Talk about
I
it.
was gonna say, I saw Jerry and a few other people talking in chat. Do you want to catch up with what chat was saying a little bit as well?
I can read off some chat. Let's go to where I left off. I talked to some of them before the show, and we were talking about. It's just the ant pickle thing. Sorry, I can't. I don't want to make any more jokes.
What is the ant pickle thing?
It's just talking about my aunt's pickles is like the funniest thing in the world to me. Where was I before that though? Yeah, we're all freaks that like pickles. Damn it. Let's see. We got Josh Rush in here saying, "What is up, everyone?" We got Gino. How's it going, Gino? Saying this could be a bit of a pickle. Gino. And Dirk says, "Jazzy's got a nice box to live in." Wait, excuse me. A nice. That sounds like. It sounds like you have a really big fan there, Jazzy. A nice box. Oh, you meant literal. Paul. Hey, and we got Paul in here. How's it going, Paul? And he says, "Bananas is more important." True. Dirk says, "You guys never get carried away." Never. That never happens ever on this channel. Never, ever. And Jerry says, "DJ Todd Howard, Internet Crusader, says, I see Jazzy has a Sonic mug. He's truly a man of culture." I know. I'm jealous of that Sonic mug. Kay, aren't you? You're the big Sonic fan.
Before the show, I was like, oh my god, I love this mug.
And the
It's
pinky.
so nice.
He's doing the pinky. Dirk says rubber. I don't know what that is referring to. And we have a new friend here who seems to be a big fan of Jazzy. And I'm pronouncing their name wrong. Sigus Cat? How's it going? Segus Cat. There we go. How's it going, Segus Cat? And the Internet Crusader is saying, "Robo want Oreo." No, Robo, no Oreo. Dirk says, "I'll send some Oreos ASAP." Stop it. Stop it. I'm getting ants because I'm afraid.
Do I have Oreos in here?
No, don't tempt them. No.
Oh no.
We're here to talk about music, not Oreos. Robo gets no Oreos.
Yo, I'm gonna let you talk about music, but first. Now you know what happens to my live streams. It's all fun and games until Jazzy gets on there, and then he does stuff like this, and I can't take him anywhere. This is why we keep him in a box, because otherwise, yeah.
I'm sure Kay's gonna bring it up.
Spanish. Sorry about that. I was asking for Oreos. Okay.
Oh, God, it's fine. I'm sure Kay has
You got
questions.
lucky that you don't have the Oreos.
Yeah. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens, and my favorite Oreos are actually out right now, so you might see a sequel to the Oreo
What
stream.
are your favorite Oreos?
Do you really? Well, maybe I should save that information. But
I don't know.
There's a Christmas variant, and I saw them the other day, and I'm like, "Fuck, do I dare?"
But I'm confused because you and I both
I think
hate
I know which
Oreos.
ones they are. I think I know what Oreos they are, and those are so good.
Because I don't like Oreos, but those make them amazing.
Those ones, yeah. If it's the ones I'm thinking of, I'm not gonna play the sound again. If it's the ones I'm thinking of, yeah, boy.
Play the sound if you want.
Why
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Make it.
It's a music stream.
There we go.
That's not the only sound we have.
Oh no.
That's all we could afford. We could only afford the one sound. No, there's a whole bunch of them.
And yet Jerry Crow is pointing out my Americanism and saying Argentinian language or Argentinian language, I said. Yeah, I'm making it a thing. We speak, you know what? The Mexicans speak Mexican. I love how I talk. And then Dirk says, "I would watch Jazzy." Well, there you go. We got a new fan. Perfect. How could you say no to Jazzy?
Yeah.
And Sigus Cat says, "Sad but true." Dun, 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 dun. The song that everyone goes to the washroom to during a Metallica
Yeah, that was
concert.
because of the money that I showed. The money.
We have a fellow Argentinian in here. Is that what it is? Okay. And Spartacus says,
Look at this. $1 with 35 cents.
"Fucking hell, man." And,
Got him.
Nice job, PJ. I love you. Never stop being yourself.
Okay.
I love you with all my tomato.
And hey, it sounds like Spartacus is a fan of the Argentinian people. So hey, go follow Jazzy. He's
Yeah.
Argentinian. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Maybe you
So
can be a fan of him.
hang on, fan of the Argentinian people, huh?
Yeah.
Look at this.
What? What? Is
What
that
am
a
I looking at?
capybara?
It is.
Oh
This
my
is
god!
a capybara with a mate and a World Cup.
That's everything you need to know about Argentina in one figure.
I'm so. Can I
This is
move
Argentina.
there? I will
Yeah.
have hundreds of bills that equal about $2.50. Let's do it. If that's my leader, I salute him.
The only thing you need, Jazzy, is the little miniature Argentina flag in front of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I need one of those.
do it.
I need one of those.
But yeah, Kay, chat is popping off, and I want to say thank you so much to everyone hanging out in chat, new and old, young and old, Argentinian, or Mexican, or English, or other. We appreciate you guys hanging out here. But Kay, do you have any more questions? Let's hear from these lovely people. You don't want to hear from me. Everyone's sick of me. Let's talk to these people.
We want to hear from you. What are you saying?
lies,
We wanna
lies,
hear from
slander,
everyone.
and lies.
You lie.
Yeah.
You lie. One of the big topics that we wanted to touch on last time that we didn't get to is I think we kind of started, but I know this is something James and I in particular are pretty passionate about, which is remakes in video games and then soundtracks getting altered. And so I wanted to talk about maybe some games that you guys are a fan of, that they've done a remaster or remake, they've changed the soundtrack, or they've re-released it in some way. And I want to hear from chat as well. Is there a game where you're like, this had the best soundtrack ever and they changed it on me and stuff like that? I know for James and I, the big one is Vice City. At least that is for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get really
that's a
pissed
good
about the
pick.
GTA censorship.
Tony
But
Hawk,
I'm curious to
Brutal Legend. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm curious to hear from the guests first, because James and I can go
Oh.
bop, 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 all day about it. So
Yeah.
You know, this one, Jazzy might bring up, and Kay, you might bring this one up too. But this one, I heard from Mrs. Cheesebridge because it's one of her favorite games. When they re-released Sonic Origins, that fucking music they replaced Ice Cap Zone, Carnival Night, and Launch Base with is horrendous. It's fucking horrendous. I know it's the beta music. I don't care. It sounds like fucking shit. Give me Ice Cap, give me Carnival Night, and give me Launch Base back. I want them. I don't care. That is all.
it's the dumbest fucking thing ever. I hate it. I don't know if James has found the music. If so, the stream will hear it at some point. But
I'm playing the
it's
game on screen, but
fucking
not
terrible.
the music.
You know what they need to do? They need to replace it with your version of the Ice Cap Zone. That is my favorite version of Ice Cap Zone. I'm not even
Thank
kidding.
you.
Like DJ's version,
need to-
he does it with a Mario 64 font. It's so good.
At some point, I should do a proper Ice Cap Zone, but I really liked working with that Mario 64 sound font. So it was an interesting experience. I had never used a sound font plugin in FL Studio before, so it was a learning experience for me.
Is that your first and only sound font? Music.
It's the first time using a sound font. Yes,
Wow.
I've never
okay.
done that before. Yeah.
It was really that is probably one of my top 5 of your songs, that you've done a remix
thank you.
of. So
I
you need to
mean,
do
it's
more
just
sound fonts.
it really was just for the sound font. It's just adding the instruments from Mario 64. The rest of it is just technical knowledge of what I already do. So really, all the sound font plugin did was just allow me to make it sound like Mario 64. So I'm glad you liked it, though. In fact, that I think is one of my most popular recent songs. Like how Journey to Silius is I think easily the most popular music on my channel. That Mario 64 sound font one is probably the most popular modern sound on my channel, and I'm glad people
I
like
have
it.
a bunch of requests for you, DJ. Don't worry. I was testing out some music for the awards show the other day, and as I was going through, I'm like, James, we need DJ to make a mix of this song eventually. Not even for the awards show, just in life. I was listening to him, this would be so good. There's modern games even that you haven't touched yet that I'm like, I don't know if DJ only sticks to retro because retro remix, but there's some modern games that you would do a killing on. It would be so good. So. I'm sidetracking again, but I have a Jericho list. You just made the list of fucking
I will go with that
thousands
+1
of-
there.
Exactly. Okay, so you said the Sonic Origins collection, which we don't even talk about. That doesn't exist in
Yeah.
my world. That's not a thing. Are there any other games for you that
Oh,
you're
man.
they switched the soundtrack on me and that's stupid?
I'm trying to think of some, like, man, see, this wasn't like really a thing back in the day. Most of it was just when a game would get ported from one system to another, like it would sound different on Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo. So
Yeah,
like this wasn't really a thing until we started getting digital music, really. I
that's
really
true.
can't really think of an old school game where they switched the audio out on okay, there was actually one other Sonic game, but this one's less contentious. Sonic CD has a completely different soundtrack in English as it does in Japanese, and some people prefer the Japanese soundtrack and some people prefer the English soundtrack. So it's less divisive
Oh.
than Sonic Origins, but yeah, it's a completely different soundtrack.
Now you've got me on a internal tangent of like which one I like more.
Yeah, it's hard to decide because they both have a completely different energy to them. I
Yeah.
think I think they can both be equally good. So like there's pros and cons to both.
I think I'm in the English version for that. But
Okay.
I think that's also
That's
because I like grew up on the English versions of Sonic. So it just
mhm.
has a slightly better like there's some anime intros that like it's night and day. If you look at
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
anime intro in English and probably even in Spanish as well, and then in Japanese, and they're like completely different
Mhm.
experiences. And sometimes you don't discover that it's actually a different experience until like you're a lot older. So for me, there's some animes where I'm like, whoa, that's what they used in Japan for this? That's weird and jarring. And I'm
Mhm.
used to my really shitty English version that like is really bad, but I'm just used to it now, so it's better to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course they changed some of those shows. They completely changed the soundtracks too as well. And oh,
Yeah.
some shows suffer really bad when they translate over. The only one I can think of like anime wise is the old like Deke translation of Sailor Moon, and the music was horrid until they like did the Toonami translations where they used the original audio from the show and it was all orchestral and just mwah, beautiful.
You know the one that I noticed as an adult is like there I had an earth-shattering moment where I realized that like the sound effects in Digimon are just used in like tons of different translations
Yeah,
of
uh,
stuff.
yeah.
I was like, I've heard this sound before. Why? And I'm like watching Power Rangers. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I thought this was unique to Digimon when I was a kid. I that was like my the world is ruined situation of like, oh my god, like Digimon was not original at all in North America. It was terrible. Jazzy, what about you? Do you have a game that you love that they changed the soundtrack because they made like a remake or something? Or are you lucky and you haven't had to experience this pain?
I was thinking of just one game that I played recently on stream, by the way. Okami.
Mm.
In
Oh, they
Okami
changed this?
HD, they removed the ending song, Reset. That broke my heart because I was like playing through the game with. I was wishing that I would finish it so I could hear Reset in the ending. With the credits rolling, it's so magical. I was just tearing, crying,
And
but
then they
no
changed
Reset.
it.
It was disappointment.
And
It was like
actually that's probably the worst thing to change too, because usually by the ending of a story, that's like the most impactful part. You're leaving. That's like the
it had a
song
lot of
usually,
emotion.
right?
It had a lot of emotional charge, and they just wiped it off. I'm guessing it had to do with licensing and
Oh yeah, yeah.
legal stuff, but that was disappointing. That
Okami
hurt.
was originally PS2, wasn't it?
Yep.
It
Yep.
is
PS2.
PS2.
So then
It got a port to the Wii.
Is the
That's
Wii the
right,
HD
yeah.
one, or did they brought it to the Switch too? Didn't they?
The Switch is the most
I
recent one,
think,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
HD was for Switch and PC, and I think
Mm.
PS3.
Oh, really? Okay,
Hmm.
shit.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't understand that kind of stuff when there's like such a small gap in time and you switch something like that. Like I guess that's like what, a good 10 years maybe, but still.
Yeah, but
It,
it
it,
happened that Capcom bought Clover Studios,
mhm.
which Clover made the game originally, and
Yep.
when Capcom bought it, something happened.
Yeah, something in the chain
Yeah.
broke.
Well,
Mhm.
well, Clover went bankrupt actually, and that's why Capcom
Oh,
bought them. In fact, their last game was God Hand, and like they were making that as they were closing up. So that's why
I didn't know that.
Yep, when they were liquidated, Capcom bought them. I
I
know
know
how to
God
fix.
Hand was their last game.
Yeah, it was. Hey, Jazzy. I know how they could have fixed Okami for you. Instead of having like the ending song that you like, you know what they should have done? They should have just ended the game and just went.
Oh God, here it comes. You can't even say it.
Oh no! It's not playing. Help!
Oh,
The soundboard is broken. Oh.
I thought you were gonna deliver like the world's biggest insult or something. Jesus
No.
Christ.
No. The sound I was trying to play isn't working right now.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh God.
Uh oh.
You broke Jazzy's
You
heart.
broke
He's like,
him.
I'm out of here.
You
You can't ruin my
That's-
ending.
Because he thought like something horrible was gonna be said. Probably he was just like, "Here it
Oh, no.
comes." Oh God.
No, I think he's trying to like get something fixed on his end. So.
Oh, okay, I see.
yeah.
What if he
like-
shows up with a crate of Oreos? What do we do?
Oh no. I would be worried.
Comes back with a machete. Here's the proper ending for Okami, mother. And now the police are coming. I hear them. Oh no. Oh God.
I hear them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
James, do you have a
Huh?
soundtrack that you're bothered by? I mean, again, I know you and I have Vice City in common, but are there other ones?
Yeah, I'm bothered by a lot of things. Both video game music. Yeah, it's Laura. Jazzy, you back? You good? We're good.
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah,
We're
I think
good.
so. Yeah.
You had your hands up like you're a
Oh,
prisoner.
I missed the
right?
explanation.
Oh.
I missed the explanation. Oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh, did something happen? By the way.
I lost audio. So
Oh, okay,
Well,
yeah.
You're good.
it was like I know how they could have fixed Okami for you, and then the audio went.
I
Oh
thought
yeah,
they
I tried to use the soundboard and it like nothing came out and I'm like, and then you just disappeared.
Protecting
Then
him from ruining the
you
ending.
disappeared and I was like, oh no!
now
did
we
I
push the
upset
red
him?
button to destroy the world, and nothing happens.
Should I try it again? Will it work?
Go on,
Right,
please.
why not?
Okay. All right. Third time's the charm. So, all right, Jazzy, I know how they could fix Okami. Instead of like you get to the ending, and instead of playing that really nice song you want, instead you hear something like, "Oh come on!"
It's not working. It's not working.
It's still not working. I
This
don't
is
know.
the biggest, and I don't want you to say it. This is gonna be the biggest tease of the whole stream. Is everyone's gonna be like, "What was it? What was it?" And we'll never know. We have to go our whole lives not knowing that proper Okami ending.
Use this as advertising, guys. Next time you stream, you're gonna
Oh,
reveal
yeah.
what the true ending of Okami should have been.
Yeah,
There
maybe.
you
Oh,
no, but then you
but
tease
I know-
it more. You
I
keep
know-
people on a string. Do it.
I know which button you're going to press, so hang on.
Oh yeah, you could press it.
I'ma press it for you. Let me do it for you.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. It doesn't work.
Perfect. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I don't want anyone to know. I want people to be wondering for years what the proper Okami ending is. We're not gonna answer it until the original director of Okami. I don't even know if this guy's alive or dead. I never played Okami. I don't want to know until he comes out and is like, I gotta know. What do you want
Should
the
I
ending
just-
to be?
Should I just spoil what the sound was going to be, Jazzy?
No.
No, you
No!
wait for me to fix
Okay,
it.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Not until who made Okami again? God Hand people.
Yeah, it's Clover
Capcom?
Studios.
Yeah, not until they're reunited just to find out what this is. They're gonna be hurting.
Hey,
Hurting
look
for
at
it.
Crazy T's here just in time for the chaos.
Perfect. It was like
It summoned her.
it's like a bloodwish shark is Crazy T with chaos. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Yoda!
Ending tips $13.13.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's it. That's it. We just got a tip of the true Okami ending. It was Yoda's scream.
That works.
That was it.
That works.
That was it. That's perfect. There you go. So I don't know how Okami ends, by the way, but now I'm just imagining that dog like yeeting himself off a ledge, and you just hear ah. That's just the Yoda
Like,
scream.
The Yoda scream haunts my dreams at this point. I have to say, my absolute favorite moment that the Yoda scream happened was when your therapist tipped you.
Oh God! Like my therapist is Yoda.
Got me. I fucking lost it.
Anyway, thank you, Okami ending. I appreciate it so much. You've revealed yourself. The real Okami ending is Yoda dying. horribly and painfully. Thank you so much. But I don't know. I have a lot of games. I'm trying to struggle to think of which one first comes to mind because yeah, of course, you mentioned one that we share is Vice City, and Vice City soundtrack is super important. One that's very similar is Brutal Legend, and Brutal Legend, I definitely am going to stream it one day, but that is a game that felt made for me because it celebrates all things metal, and it's like an action adventure game, and it has metal singers as like, you know, voice actors in it, and it's just beautiful. But I know that soundtrack is slowly eroded over time. But yeah,
have they re-released Brutal Legend and they've censored the soundtrack,
I
or
don't
is
think
it
it's
you're
ever
just
gotten to-
worried?
I think
that
it,
it's
no,
gonna
I'm
happen?
pretty sure. I'm not 100% on this, but I'm bonked. There was a bonk there. Am I going to horny jail for Brutal
Yeah,
Legend
you
or
are.
something? Is that what's going on?
You are. You are. That was Tim Schafer.
Oh, I knew
Yeah,
it.
boy.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Dear God.
No,
I remember.
it's fine. It's fine. I love it.
I remember one time I actually saw Tim Schafer in person, and it was after he just disappointed me, and it was like he used to be my hero, and I just looked at him, I was just like, no, I'm not gonna
You
meet
were
him.
right next to him.
I
It was
know.
like within like handshake range. It
If-
was crazy.
It was more than handshake range. It was in kissing lips range. And if let's just say if that was like 3 years prior, I would have definitely given him a beautiful kiss on the lips because I used to love that man. But yeah,
That was the same year I saw Adam Sessler as well, and I was also very close range, and I also decided
you
not
were
to
in
say hi.
cocaine range. With
I was in cocaine range.
yeah.
We could have sniffed a line together.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember. Like I think another one. I can't remember exactly, but I think there's been wrestling games where it's like, you know, they'll take away like the theme songs and stuff, and that's rough because that's what the wrestlers walk out to and everything, and that sets the whole mood. I'm a big fan of wrestlers with their theme songs, so if you remove those from the games, or you can't get the rights to, you know, some of the licensed tracks, whether it's like Motorhead for Triple H or Limp Bizkit for Undertaker and those older ones, those are super rough. But yeah, that's just off the top of my head.
I think for wrestling games, in a way though, they don't suffer through that because each year they release a different one, so they don't like remake wrestling games, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you notice it because each year they'll just whatever licenses they have
Nowadays-
for that year is what they'll use. So
But
it's
no
a
one
unique
plays. I'm talking about
situation.
the old ones. No one plays the new ones anymore. But
Well, if
yeah.
they like remade "Here Comes the Pain," would they be able to keep all of that? Well, no, they wouldn't be able
Probably
to keep all
not,
the
no.
stuff for
No,
that.
because every time
Like-
someone talks about "Here Comes the Pain" being remade, I come in with a Chris Benoit walking down the ramp gif, and I'm
exactly
just
what
like,
mine
I know who I'm meaning, and then they're like, oh, and that shuts down the conversation.
Oh, no.
But yeah,
Hey Jazzy,
that's actually
did you fix the soundboard? Is it working?
Yes.
Oh,
my
can you
God.
play the true Okami ending now?
I'm afraid.
Can you?
I'll have to reload it on my end. I saw it was like making me reconnect, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, it should be good now.
Okay,
We're
I'll have to
watching
reload
magic
it.
in real time, folks.
Oh no, I have to. Oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I have to go and get the link and load the thing and.
I just want to say, if anyone is listening to this podcast and not watching it, they're getting a very different experience. Just like, are you ready? Ooh,
Okay.
I'm ready. Oh yes. It's-
Okay, all right. I'm connected. I'm connected now. All right, let's try this. We're gonna keep doing.
Third-
Fuck it. We're doing it live. We're
third-
gonna do this gag until it works.
live.
Number 3,
Till
baby.
it
Let's do it.
Okay. Jazzy, I know how Okami should have ended. All right. Instead of playing that really heartfelt, like sincere, gut wrenching song, it just goes to the ending, and then you hear like.
And then there's an explosion in screen.
Yeah,
In the screen.
10
did
out of
it.
10 game.
We did it.
finally.
The joke has been achieved. The joke has been achieved, everybody.
That's all, folks.
Night.
Congratulations, everyone. We did it.
Oh god.
That's amazing. Is that for your streams? Is that to be
Yeah,
like,
that's all of these are going to
live?
be on. All of these are going to be on the streams. That one's going to be if I get a game over or something. And I think
You haven't gotten any game overs yet, though.
not yet. But I might play something really hard. We'll see. And I think we might try to work on something to where the audience can use the soundboard, and then things will get really chaotic.
Oh lord.
So
They're just gonna spam you with sounds. What do you do?
we might have points where the soundboard is muted, but we'll see.
You
it could be funny.
remember that MSN Messenger nudge thing that would
Yeah.
like shake your screen?
Oh my god,
Mhm.
yes. You just took me back like 50 years. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I feel so old. Yeah, no, I definitely remember that. There was a last day that we all logged on MSN. Just think about that.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't.
I think
need
I
that,
remember
but
mine.
Thank you.
I think I remember my
I
last
just
day on
wanted to
MSN.
ruin.
Yeah,
You do?
I think so. It was a special time. This is
I
not.
found like all my
You
chat
didn't
logs.
think-
From
I don't know. It's just you brought me back thinking about the last time I logged in on MSN, and then I thought about it, and then I'm like, I think that was it, and that was a nice moment. I liked that. It was a fun story. That's all. Don't let me stop looking at me. You have guests here. Talk to them. You deal with my ass every day.
Reaction to it.
Yeah.
Your reaction to it. I think it's like weird with the whole GTA scenario because you have this thing where the licensed music is technically from like a whole other source, right? Like you're going into like mainstream music at that point, not music that was like necessarily created for that game. And so what I'm trying to wrap my head around is like, how do we preserve games so that they can keep those soundtracks, but also respect all the licensing agreements? Because it's going to become a bigger problem as we continue on and there's more and more games that are remade. Like this has obviously become a trend. And look at The Last of Us 2. They remade it in like, what, a year?
Yeah, I think it was only a few years old, actually, like 2020 or something like that, or 2019.
Everything gets a fucking remake now.
Yeah.
So it's inevitable that like pretty much every game we love is going to get a remake at some point. But how do we like make it so that the music is preserved? Not that the four of us are going to solve this question on our own. But.
This sounds like it's a rights problem, as in like, I mean, music is copyrighted, okay? Like it just is. Like all licensed music, it's copyrighted, it's trademarked or whatever. And eventually like those rights are just temporary. So like if you wanted stuff like the soundtrack in GTA 4 or Vice City to be persistent, games would have to have some sort of special licensing that would sort of like grandfather that particular game, no matter how many times it's re-released,
Yep.
to have those rights, for that music. And I don't think the music industry or the music, like record labels would ever go for this, because like they're always after, like it's all about profits for them. It's not about music anymore. It's not about art. It's about making money, and it kind of has been for a long time. But for me, that's really the only thing I could think of. And by the way, there's a whole genre of musics that really suffer from music rights disappearing. Music games, specifically rhythm games.
Yeah.
The Rock Band games, like good luck playing Beatles Rock Band now. I think like there's no music in it except for like 6 songs or something like that. But for me, it's like stuff like DDR. One of the ones that really pissed me off was I think this was even ages ago when I finally played I think it was either DDR Extreme or something around then, or Supernova. And the only music they had from the old DDR games was like just the Konami exclusive stuff. There was very little like licensed music from Toshiba Emi still in it. And that's the music that kind of makes those versions of DDR so special. James knows what I'm talking about. He used to be a big DDR guy too.
Well, I was more Rock Band for sure, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
But
it's
same thing applies.
Yes, it's constantly crippled, and like you pay so much for those songs, like to be piecemealed to you as well, that you're afraid to like transfer over. At least I have, so I keep all my Rock Band stuff. And now we have the store going down, the whole Xbox Live store going down next year. So it's just like, do I need to like back up all my Rock Band DLC somehow? Like get a second Xbox hard drive or something? It's absolutely ridiculous. And like I love licensed music in gaming. Absolutely. Like it can make it just like it can make a film. And I was talking about I think it was during our Mortal Kombat stream how they like butchered the Expendables 1 with a director's cut. And that's what you see in video games nonstop, is like a patch and they quietly remove the music, or an update, and then all of a sudden this is gone. And it's like, but you built the whole scene to be around this track. Or in terms of DDR and Rock Band, you built the game is literally based around the music. So how can you do that? So I agree, and I've actually had similar thoughts to what DJ said, where you need to start treating video games akin. They're not the same as movies, but you got to start treating them like a very similar art form to movies. And
Yeah.
if you include any licensed music or anything for that matter, it doesn't even have to be music. It can be like in the case of The Darkness, there's full-blown movies you can watch in there. Every time you remake it, this is part of its original intact form. It gets grandfathered in, like you said. It gets carried over. I don't care if it's Lars, settle down. I don't care if it's Metallica. It's gonna get grandfathered in. I don't care, and it needs to be set ahead of time. So you explain it to the artist, whoever it may be, and if they're not okay with that, it's like, look, you put your music in this game. This could get re-released in 200 years on a new system, and it's still there. You are agreeing to that. And then they go, and it's like, okay, we're going to find someone else then. Bye. So that's my thoughts as well, because I am sick of things getting put in and then taken away, and I'm not getting the same experiences as I did playing them initially. Or maybe I never did. I've never played Okami. As Jazzy was saying, can I never properly experience Okami now? I have to dig out like the original systems. I have to dig out the original version, but I'd love to just play it on the Switch. And now I'm like, now I have to make the decision. Do I go original or do I go for the convenience of the Switch? And that's really frustrating. And I spend a lot of time going back and forth on like, do I buy it here? Do I have to hook this up? And that's all just time wasted when I could just be enjoying the game as intended. Anyway.
Yeah, I
It's
think
interesting you brought up the Okami thing
sorry.
too. I was gonna say with Okami, the other thing too is like that game almost didn't need a remaster either because of the art style
Yeah, that's
and the
true.
way
It's
that
so
it
stylized.
it didn't
So
even
beautiful
need
on the
that,
original
so-
console.
Exactly. Anyways, Jaddy, go on. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that the root problem seems to be that the licensing for those songs is tied to a law that was created way before video games existed. So
Yeah.
it's like a new kind of media that no one knows how to handle. It happened with emulation as well. So
Yeah, this happens
yeah,
a lot with
they need to revise
video
those
games.
things.
Yeah, because I know that video games are still young. They're little babies in the world, and it's been popular now in our age range. But we've seen like video game bars pop up, and at least around here, video game bars have gotten in a lot of trouble because they're technically categorized as gambling. And so I've seen a lot of like those trendy video game bars have to shut down because literally just having a copy of Street Fighter next to your alcohol in the government size was the same as you having a slot machine. And it's like, what?
Well, there was that one video game bar that literally they were trying for years to get a license to just play
Yeah.
games in the bar because they had a full-blown bar there as well. What they had to do was the very, very entrance temporarily, you could have one arcade machine there.
Because
And that was the
alcohol
only
couldn't be
arcade
served in
machine
the
you could
entrance.
play.
It was insane.
And you couldn't drink in that one little square of like, imagine like you walk into your house and where you put your coat and your shoes, that's the only place you can play the game. And then otherwise
Yep.
the rest of your place you can't. You've got this huge venue and everyone just has to sit there and like they can talk about video games but they can't fucking play any of them. When the intention originally was like setting up all these monitors and stuff and making it so that like when you're sitting and eating and drinking, you can play games at the same time on a TV. And they got totally wrecked. And I think they even shut down
They shut
eventually
down,
because they're just
yeah.
like, fuck this.
I did
like-
an Injustice tournament there, actually, and I was, of course, drinking heavily. It was a bar, sue me. But I was at an Injustice tournament there, and every time it was my turn to fight a guy, I had to get up from my seat, and I had to walk all the way to the front again. I'm just like, just mark it as a loss. I don't care. Bring the... It's a PS3. Can I have the controller? Will it connect that far? I don't care. Leave it. So yeah, no.
Booze is clearly more important.
So yeah, anyway, yeah, video. I mean, it's not going to be a priority for anyone anytime soon, but it would be nice to open the books on a proper entertainment side and just say like, hey, video games are a thing. They're here to stay. I think they make more money than film now, like on a common basis, like a regular basis rather. Look at it for GTA 6 is going to make $80 billion. Like if there's ever a time to revise these laws, it's when GTA is coming out, because you know that soundtrack is going to be like just riddled with problems. It's going to be full of like new licensed music. It takes place, I think, in the new era. So yeah, if there's ever a time to open up the books, dust them off, it's now, I'd say.
Yeah, and you think about it too, like how many songs have we been introduced to just by playing a video game? Like sometimes the industry literally owes video games for its popularity. And then what? They're going to do a remake of that game and you're not going to allow that song to be in there because licensing?
You
Yeah,
put some
and-
badly sampled midis instead of the original music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. James, I see a chat popping off a little bit about this topic, so I want to give them space
Oh,
to talk
like,
here.
yeah, I can read like a little bit more recent stuff. Let's see here. Where should I start? I can start from Crazy T jumping in here. How's it going, Crazy T? She smelled chaos in the water and she came a swimming. I keep forgetting how to say it. Segas Cat, Sagat Cat, on the topic of Street Fighter. Some things are meant to be a mystery. True.
James, I have a dumb joke for you.
Yeah?
If she's Sagat Cat, would that make her a tiger?
Oh God! There you
That's
go.
That's a Geno level joke
Geno,
for
I
you.
need
that's
a
a good
sound
one.
effect for that one.
Yeah.
Tiger. Oh, I do need the tiger shot sound. Yeah.
No,
Thank you for that.
You have another one.
Another. We need that too. We need the DJ Khaled. Another one.
Um,
So many sounds.
I never added the one that I was meant to add. Sorry
no.
about that.
the producing
Oh,
from
no.
JazzyPanda never stops, folks. Even when he's live on air, he's just like,
No.
I gotta produce.
I gotta do stuff to make these funny. You should see a new button now, DJ.
I do. Wanna
I
s-
think I do. I do. Oh, hey, that was like a perfect one for that joke. Oh man, can I tell the joke again? Do I even remember it? I have stoner memory. I will forget things like literally 5 seconds after they leave my mouth, and I'm just like, what was so funny, guys?
You should save.
I have the same
You should
problem.
save your jokes. You should save your jokes on a newly bought DVD-R. Sorry.
Oh my God! Sataniel Lunatic says Amaterasu, well, God bless you. Okami is a dog. Isn't a dog, she's a white wolf. Okay. So it's fine. The wolves are just dogs waiting to be domesticated, pretty much, and you can take them home. They're free. Internet Crusader says she's a wild pupper. Uh-oh. Sataniel says I'm one of my favorite game characters, too, and then drew a little whiskers. And a little FAs and stuff here. Crazy T says, by the way, DJ Axis, it's DJ Axis is that guy again. No. What? Do you understand?
Yeah, it's Crazy T. Anytime I'm Todd, she's not happy. She does not like the Todd face.
Crazy T and K have that in common. I
I
know.
was gonna say, like, all the females are like, ugh. Get it out of here.
16 times the detail.
Talking about
16
Okami,
times.
I think you and Crazy T are just spirit animals, K. You guys have the same comedy, and you're both hot and well, you're bothered at least by
Every
Todd.
time when Crazy T was on the Halloween special, I was crying laughing.
It
She
was
is my
great.
spirit animal, 100%.
All right, let's go to these music things. I went up too far. Where's the music things? Jerry Crow says use original music, not licensed music. I can get behind that most of the time, but I do think it can elevate a game like a DDR, like a Rock Band, like a Guitar Hero, also like GTA, where it's so integral to that game, or Tony Hawk, right? So I think 90% of the time you can use original music, but there's some games where licensed music can really elevate it in a way that original music wouldn't. So yeah. Internet Crusader says record labels are vicious and they need to be stepped on.
Yep.
Lars Ulrich is small enough that you can step on him. Go on,
What?
Jazzy.
Excuse
Sorry.
me?
Go on, Jazzy.
What?
What? Well, someone
No,
knows
no,
what
no,
I mean
nothing,
by
nothing,
that.
nothing.
No, someone knows what I mean by that.
No, I think Jazzy and I were having the same reaction. Like, what? did
Yeah,
you
Because
say?
like, okay, my brain. This
Just-
is how my brain works. Is like a lot of these music copyright laws and issues that we're seeing nowadays have stemmed from Metallica and the whole Napster battle that they did, and that was primarily fronted from Lars Ulrich, their drummer, and he's small. So that's why I made so I'm explaining the joke. So my jokes are meant for like one person out of 100 to go ha ha, and that's it.
So it was my literal thinking just getting in the way. Don't worry. All good.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
you have facts and logic.
They're not
I
gonna
have-
invite me anymore.
Yeah.
I got your back, James. Next time you tell like a joke and nobody laughs at it, we can fix you up, okay?
Thank you. Oh, I hate that. That reminds me of
we're like
no,
a sitcom
no.
now.
I'm not gonna be like Review Shrek. I am not gonna be like Review Shrek. That shit drives me nuts. No, I hate. No, he does this thing. He does this thing.
I know. I've heard it. It's terrible.
I
Because
wanna
he does it every
strangle.
time. He does it like every 30 seconds, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. Laugh track funny. Okay, that's great.
I find my jokes.
I was bumped into oblivion. Holy shit.
I like my jokes better when nobody laughs and there's dead silence. It makes it funnier for me. I'm just telling the jokes for me. Jerry Crow says, hire a musician. Wait, not a magician. Hire a musician for your game. Halo is original music. It's also one of my favorites of all time. And that you can use programming to enhance your music. And that's a great example with Halo, because in Halo 1, you have Marty O'Donnell. You have the beautiful, angelic, operatic score. And then Halo 2, it's more kick-ass. And so they just remix it and they add in some electric guitar, some and it's amazing. Internet Crusader says, if they had it their way, like Burger King, MP3 players would have never existed, 100%.
Yep.
Sataniel says a perpetual licensed, basically. Exactly. That's what I am for. I said in chat, suddenly I like Beatles Rock Band because DJ said you can't even play Beatles Rock Band anymore. It has no music anymore, so therefore I like it. Jerry Crow says the more flood there is, the higher volume on the drums. Paul is also agreeing. Lifetime license, exactly. So, yeah, I've thought about this before, and yeah, DJ really pulled the devil trigger on this one. I agree. If you're putting music in a game, you have to understand that it's going to be in that game forever. This is art. This isn't like a flash in the pan. It stays with the game and all of its remakes. And at this point, if a game is even mildly successful, it's getting ported at least to a couple more systems down the line. So you are signing up to be in multiple generations. Internet Crusader
Even
says,
if it is ET for the Atari.
yeah,
Exactly.
because that's now infamous. So yeah, 100%. Internet Crusader says part of the issue with Sonic 3 was also that Sega was actively trying to step away from MJ's influence even during development. Is that true? I want to learn more about that, because I also know Michael Jackson was very mysterious and he loved to kind of mess with people, so I wouldn't have put it past him if he was just like, I'm going to do the music but no credit, because that's totally within his ballpark.
There was frustrations on like MJ's part and Sega's part. So like when Jackson was working with the Sega sound chip, he was like, "Oh, this is far too limited. I can't work with this." And he actually did where is it? Like he would do like beatboxing, and I think you can hear it in Launch Base. I believe it's in Launch. Yeah, he would do like beatboxing.
I love him so much. Oh my god.
Because he would do this with like actual music too. When he would get with his producer, he would come up with like a beat in his head, and he would do like the beatbox, and then they would like turn that into like a drum track, and go from there.
That's fine. I need to play Sonic 3 just because of this connection. I'll read a couple more, and then Kay, you should bring on some more questions for these lovely gentlemen. Internet Crusader says Brad Buxer.
Buxer. Yeah.
Buxer. That guy sounds like the name of a 90s caricature that they would sell toys of, like maybe a rabbity character. Brad Buxer. I can see it. You on board with that? And the copyright issues are most likely the primary driver of that particular music change, but MJ's legal issues were another big reason for it. And DJ is saying facts on deck. Let's see here. Internet Crusader says, in America, that's not going to fly because there's a specific definition of gambling in the eyes of the U.S. law. It's why we can't regulate loot boxes as gambling. So, yeah. All good things. Everyone's on board. Everyone hates everything. And I love to see it. Okay? Fire away. Come on, you know how to roll with me by now. Come on.
I do.
You're fine.
I do. I really do. I don't know why today it's more shocking to me. What? You said something crazy? Yeah, Tony Hawk was one that Paul brought up, and that's another one. I got depressed when on Xbox they changed that completely. And it's like 2 songs that are still there and the rest are gone. But I think I agree with you guys' solution of like, it needs to be, I think, up front when you sign people on from now on, like, hey, your music is going to be used in this later. Like, you can't do anything about it anymore. You're signing your rights away on this. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's something that's going to be solved anytime soon because we're dealing with issues with preservation on all fronts with digital, right? So I can hope for the best, but I was just curious on your guys' opinion on that because it's been something that's bugging me for a while. Like the amount of games where I'm like, oh, great, they're going to put this on the Switch for me. Perfect. And then the music changes. Like, well, what's
Yep.
the fucking point?
Hell, they're
Why
even
am I even
starting to do it
interested?
with movies too. Like when they remaster movies, they'll like take music out of certain scenes, and it's like, why?
Yup.
What's the point?
That's what I was talking about during the Mortal Kombat 1 stream, is that Sylvester Stallone made a director's cut of Expendables 1, and I loved Expendables 1, and I bought it and watched it, and it turned out that he removed all the music and replaced it with a single song in every scene, and I was like, what the fuck? And then if you try to find it anywhere, it's only this director's cut. Theatrical cut has been eliminated, and it's like, oh, you're saving on music copyright. That's why you fucking did that. And so it is so hard to find the Expendables theatrical cut. And they took out like Boys Are Back in Town and all these great songs, and they're just like, nope, one generic rock song in the whole movie now. That's it. And it's like, the movie's ruined. The movie was like up there for me. I love that movie, and now it's unwatchable because you just know that song hits like every fucking 20 minutes. It's crazy.
Is that a common thing in film? See, for me, I'm just like a Lord of the Rings fan in a corner. So I'm like, ah, my music's fine. Howard Shore did everything. We're good. I ignore the Amazon stuff. That doesn't exist.
I think it's only a recent problem with movies. Like, I think old movies, this isn't that much of an issue, but it's with like more modern stuff.
Internet Crusader says Disney does that shit all the time, and that's true. Disney has always been a culprit of that, pretty much the George Lucas trait. But I might be wrong, but not so much music, but more of like visual and art style, and sometimes character changes, right? So, what's the movie? Anastasia or whatever. Anyway, that has
Anastasia?
some Anastasia. That's it, right? That has some changes. Cinderella, the Blu-ray of Cinderella looks terrible because they just wash it out.
Anastasia is a Don Bluth movie. That's not Disney.
What movie am I thinking of with Mickey Mouse where he fights Satan?
Oh, that's Fantasia.
Fantasia, thank you.
Yeah.
Fantasia. Yeah, that's
I've never seen that, actually.
that's a masterpiece. I got to find you the original
Really?
version, which is hard to
Yeah,
find.
it's from the 40s.
Yeah.
I
That's-
thought you were memeing when you're like, yeah, Mickey Mouse fights whatever.
I never joke.
Yeah, there's a scene in Fantasia with just Satan, for
Yep.
real.
Holy shit. Okay, I need to watch that.
Yeah. But yeah, so no,
It's an experience.
Disney has
It is,
always
yeah.
changed their stuff, but when it comes to music, DJ's right. In film, it's been more of a recent trend as the music industry has gotten worse and worse with their copyright. So I'm trying to think of another one apart from Expendables, but I mean, with movies going more digital and physical media just being eroded away, you're gonna see it more and more, just like you do with games, right? Games have really been kind of the pioneer of destroying music. So.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Insidious Bliss is saying, which is like it's more common in movies than we think because they can change from the theatrical to the home release. And that's something for me, not being as passionate about film necessarily. I don't think I would notice that if I watch something in the theater versus at home. I don't know if I would notice every time the soundtrack changes. There must be more than we think.
Sometimes it could be more subtle, but I think what you guys are worried about are like whole song changes. You know, that's usually the biggest and most egregious things that happened with movies. But yeah, like sometimes when you go from the theatrical version to the home release, there still can be subtle changes, and some people really hate those too.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have one question that's going to be fun because we only have about half an hour left. So I think this will be a fun, like, little closer along with if anyone in the chat has questions, now is the time. Throw your questions in. After this question, we'll answer any other questions. But I want to know, and chat, you can chime in on this one too. Is there a game that's like a dream game for you that you would design the soundtrack for? And with that game, are there tracks you would keep? Are there tracks you would completely toss out? What would you do with that game? What kind of music would you invent for it? Would you change the style of the music completely? And it doesn't have to be in your like wheelhouse. So like obviously like DJ has certain kinds of music that he like excels in. It doesn't have to be you physically making that kind of music. It's just like fantasy world. You can use any instrument. You can make any soundtrack you want. What style, what game would you change? I'm very curious. Whoever wants to chime in, go ahead.
Does this have to be like if is this with like an existing game, or or is this like us making our own game?
You can choose. Do you want to? I mean, in my brain, it was existing game, but if you want to create a game on the spot too, go for it.
I'd have to think about this for a bit because I have so many game ideas. I think I mentioned this before on the first part of this that originally when I was a kid, I wanted to be a game developer.
Yeah,
So
you were saying.
I always have ideas for video games that I would love to make, and a lot of it would use music that's not really my kind of music, but some of it would be, I think. I guess I could go for the easy answer here, and because this would be like my ideal game, and if I ever make a video game and you see this, you'll know I did it. And Kay, this will probably be like a day one buy for you. I want to make a SRPG where the main character is a dragon, and it would be like a Fire Emblem-y kind of thing, and all of your recruitable units would be like different types of monsters, and you would be fighting against like either like human forces or like some sort of like undead scourge, so it'd be like monsters fighting against worse monsters. And the kind of music, if I were making it like a 16-bit retro game, I would make it sound very Genesis-y. So it would sound like Shining Force 2's soundtrack, which is just mwah. That game's soundtrack is beautiful. It is probably one of the best soundtracks on the Genesis ever. It's so good.
I think Todd's just trying to sell me on a game right now. I think that's what's going on.
There'll be like 28 editions of this with like fan mods that I've appropriated and put into the game for you.
I will buy every fucking version. Literally. It's so interesting that you brought that up because in some of the newer Fire Emblem, at least on the Game Boy Fire Emblems, there's a few, and like going into the Wii and stuff, there's like you can transform into like animals.
Yeah,
so you can
I know they
different ones. But like I like your premise of like it's solely about that. It's not necessarily like just people that can transform, but like
I have
concept.
I have like a story for this too, so like maybe I'll have to tell you that sometime. I don't want to bog the rest of the stream down with my like dream game idea.
more I'm like
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want someone to steal your idea, but if you want to talk about it publicly, go for it.
I mean like someone could steal the idea and they wouldn't steal the heart behind the idea though, and because I would probably do art for it and it would be distinctly my own art. Yeah, Jazzy knows what's up. He knows about my art too. So the premise for the game would be like it would kind of tie into like the real world where like there at one time there really were like mythological monsters, but they all basically like left to they were like they took the ball and went home because like humans just had enough of their shit or something, or they like they kind of drove them out, and then eventually like humankind became corrupted and just sort of became this like they got taken over by like an eldritch horror, and now they're just like this. They're kind of like what are those called in Warcraft? James, help me out. What were the undead called in that?
The undead.
What? I thought they had like a faction name though.
Yeah, the undead. They're part of the Horde.
No, not those ones. The ones from Warcraft 3. I thought they had a name.
Are you talking about the liches? I think.
Yeah, like the Lich King's forces. They would be like the Forsaken. Yeah. Thank you, Satano.
Oh yeah. I'm out of touch.
So the villains in this game would be kind of like the Forsaken. They would be like skeletons, zombies, liches, the undead. They'd be very like melty kind of things. That's pretty much it.
I want to play this game right now. That's where I'm at. That's amazing. So for you, it's more you would create a soundtrack for your own game rather than like change a pre-existing IP.
A little bit. Like if I couldn't do it myself, I would try to find someone who could make it sound like that same style as like Shining Force 2. Something like that where it's like obviously synthesized, but it's got this nice like orchestral feel to it, and it's just if you hear the music for that game, you know what I'm talking about. It just has it hits a certain way, and it's just it's so good. It's so good.
I like it. Jazzy, what about you? Do you have a game that you would change the soundtrack of, or would you create your own game? Because like I said with DJ, he's got his own vision in his head.
Now, for me, it would have to be create my own game, and I would not be a fan of it because that's how I
Why
roll.
not? What?
Nah, I was just reviewing the first part of the man behind the music, like the podcast that you did 2 months ago. It was 2 months ago, okay? And Paul said something about being a fan of your own work, and it never happened to me really. So, I'm actually I appreciate the that I wouldn't know if surprise is the word that I'm looking for here, but when you hear a soundtrack that just slaps you so hard, like you didn't expect it to be that good, okay? To me personally, I just respect musicians, video game musicians, too much, okay? So I don't see myself making music for a video game. That's what I'm trying to say.
But you totally could.
He's being
feel like
modest,
those
by
are
the
the-
way. He's being modest.
Those are always the people that the people who are like more modest about it. You would make like a killer soundtrack. I have a feeling.
By the way, could you explain to me why you're laughing? I kind of missed that part. What did I
the
say?
bonking. I heard a
Oh.
bonk sound. I don't know if that was just for me.
Oh no, it was for Jazzy when he said like you hear music that like just it's so good that it slaps you. I'm like, well, we have a bonk, not a slap.
Sometimes you need a good slap.
Bonked you so hard. Okay, yeah. But that's the idea. I mean, I know I could, but I'm not sure I have like I cannot imagine a good soundtrack made by me. Okay, I mean, at least for now.
That's a valid response. I get that. James, do you have one that
I
you
would
would
do
change?
renditions of DJ's game if I could.
There you go. See?
Oh.
So you want me to you change something? I was gathering chat questions and everything.
Oh, oh my god, look at you're doing the producing work today. What
Yeah,
is this?
because you're supposed to be the interviewer person, so I took your job. What's the question? Next question.
The question was, is there a pre-existing game you would change a soundtrack to? Like, what is your dream soundtrack for a game that you would do?
I would change the
would
soundtrack
you
to Street Fighter
toss out
2
the
on the
whole
Sega Genesis and replace it with Street Fighter 2 from Super Nintendo.
Go fuck yourself. I knew exactly where that was going. Why do you do that?
So you want me to take an existing soundtrack and make it good, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
You can take a game that exists and you can take the soundtrack and change it, or you can do what DJ did and create a whole game.
All right.
And this is the soundtrack I would do.
Yeah, here's what I would do. I would take Ukulele and kick Grant Kirkhope out of Ukulele, and then make JonTron do operatic ballads to all of Ukulele as revenge.
That's like 4D
Perfect.
chess.
Yeah.
That was like probably the most perfect answer.
I don't care how good or bad it is. I just want revenge. So yeah, that's my answer. Then I would
Good on
actually
you
play
for-
it.
Good on you for wanting revenge for JonTron.
Yes!
JonTron did nothing wrong.
He's
Okay,
a good boy.
Hashtag.
he's
Yeah.
a good boy.
Okay, what about you? Answer your own question here.
I think my thing is nowadays they keep putting like top 40 tracks into everything, like I would try to add more metal to a soundtrack, I think. Like I think sometimes they just throw in garbage, generic music, like I don't know. What is the face palming for?
What?
Oh, I thought you were face palming. I was
No,
like, what do
no,
I do now?
I'm just reading chat while listening to you, and something's killing me. Go on.
Then read it. It's fine. Go.
Jerry Crow said I'd change Doom music to Claude Debussy. And the fact that that's probably sincere and genuine, but I just read Debussy.
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm a broken man.
bonk.
I'm just an innocent man.
Yeah, hang on. We'll send him to horny jail. Don't worry.
No.
The
Get-
bonking. No.
Stop it, James. No, horny jail.
We're just
All right, I'm
just
in
normal
jail.
men. We're just innocent
We're
men.
just innocent men.
Oh no, James knows about that already.
Oh yes, I watch it daily. Of course.
Oh man.
We're just
That's
into
I
always-
it.
retweet that every Monday.
Yes.
And
I
retweet
watch
something
more.
else every Friday, but that's for another time.
Yeah, that's another gem too.
Is it like my Friday tweets? I quote tweet. every
No,
Friday.
it's not that one, but it's a really good Friday meme. So we're gonna have to spread it around the community. Actually, I think Insidious Bliss already knows about it because I saw him I think he pasted it on the Discord, and I'm just like, oh, he knows.
Oh God.
He knows.
Anyway, Kate, I'm sorry I ruined your answer with
No, it's
Debussy.
okay. I can't recover from that.
I'm sorry. No. I was trying to be silent.
It's okay. It's okay. TLDR, I would make it so that metal and rock is more incorporated in games again because there's a lot of games in the early 2000s that had those banger soundtracks, and now all you get is this generic pop shit, like even in your sports games and stuff like that. So I would make a movement to bring back the good music. That's really where I'm at. So I wouldn't like pick a specific game, but like for example, wrestling games, I would add like more of that like classic like WrestleMania 17 type music.
Yeah,
Stuff like
yeah.
that, you know? I wouldn't like do the new shit where they're playing The Weeknd constantly and all that like pop shit.
Oh, that's a wrestling
for me,
problem. Yeah.
It's the sports though for me. It's like all of this like I remember playing like a lot of sports before, like even like Need for Speed Underground had an amazing soundtrack, which did have hip hop and rap and stuff in it, but it was like decent and it worked.
Yeah.
And now everything feels generic, like how when we were listening to the Rocket League music, if anyone had that music on during the community event, it was like the worst thing I've ever heard.
So changing everything to rock music is the hashtag Paul Hadouken movement.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
There you
Then
go,
good, do
exactly.
it. I can get behind
I'm into
that.
I'm in the Paul movement for sure. I'm with that.
Exactly.
By the way, I actually have it since James didn't have one of his own. I know what James's ideal game would be, and he'll as soon as I say this, he's going to be like, "I was going to say that."
Maybe.
James, your ideal game that you don't have to make the soundtrack, but you're allowed to pick it out, would be a new Twisted Metal game.
Oh my God. You know me better than I know myself. I wasn't
yeah,
gonna
it would
say
be-
that, but you're so true. So true.
It'd be a new Twisted Metal, and you could pick out any licensed music you want.
It would
It doesn't
just-
matter what it is.
It would just all be Rob Zombie. That's it. And it would be perfect. It would be Rob Zombie and like something like Static X or something. Yeah, and that's it. It would just be the soundtrack to Twisted Metal 3 and 4 again and again and again. Yeah, that's all you need is literally just Rob Zombie and like that Chaos song. Yeah. You're right. You're right. DJ knows me better than I know myself.
It's true.
I'm marrying DJ.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What the
Wait a
fuck?
minute!
He knows me. He knows me.
Wait a minute! I didn't agree to this.
You said
Jazzy, help!
You said the secret word. You said the secret word. No, you get those away from here.
Oh my! No, she's turning heel. Help!
I knew that wasn't Pepsi Zero. I knew that wasn't Pepsi Zero.
Oh no! As soon as she puts the Johnny Cage sunglasses on, we're all fucked.
Yeah. Oh God.
You're also right next to me at all times.
Jesus.
By the way, yeah, I don't know if you heard, but when you had those shades on and you were like tearing into everybody on the podcast, I was like, you just made me think of like Johnny Cage for some reason, and you're just like giving off the most heel heat ever. It was amazing.
It was. I thought that we were never gonna recover, and it turns out everyone loved it. Thank
Yeah.
God.
It was a dangerous play for sure, but that's just how I am when I'm drunk. That's how I am when I'm sober. It's just toned down. Like I know when to shut up when I'm sober. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh god. James, because we have like 15-ish minutes, you want to do questions?
All right, so
Do you have
folks,
a list of questions?
here's what happened. This is why I missed Kay's question that was about Debussy or something. So
What the fuck?
yeah, so when we asked chat for questions, we had one question from Internet Crusader. So then I decided to make my own questions because I'm chat too today. So we have a question from Internet Crusader and then some from me. Is that good for you, Kay? Does that work for you?
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
okay with this.
Yeah,
Jazzy, are
let's
you
go.
okay with this?
Sì, mi scusi.
Okay.
And
Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good.
There's people in chat as well, but I only saw one from. Oh, Jerry asked one. Jerry, which one was it? It wasn't the Debussy one. What one was it?
I saw Dirk asked a question earlier about a soundtrack that DJ might.
Well, I was looking from the point where you said bring me questions. Oh, is that it? Okay, I'm gonna include that one. I'm gonna include that one. And I'll start asking questions, and Kay, you find the Dirk one.
Here,
okay.
I've got the question right here.
All right, you go. You start with that.
Dirk asks, do you think DJ will do a Gradius remix?
Ooh, which Gradius though? There's, I think, 4 of them.
That's true. That's true.
I will tell you right now, I've always wanted to do a Gradius 3 remix because that game is. I played it when I was like a really early teen. Actually, no, it was before I was a teenager. I was about maybe 11 or 12. So there are some very fond memories of that game, despite its many problems compared to the arcade version. But it has some amazing, amazing musics. Maybe Gradius 2, even though that's not. It was Japan only. But there are some amazingly good songs in there, like Burning Heat. They did a remix of that in DDR and Beatmania, and I still fucking love that song. So it's very likely. It's very, very likely that there will be a Gradius remix.
Oh my God! There you have it. There you have it. Are you ready for my questions? We're in Black Belt's question, and then my several hundred questions. Hold on, Kay. I can't see if you're nodding because I have the questions up. Were you nodding?
Yes.
I saw subtle. I have them in front of me.
Do I have to put these on for
Is it a positive
minutes?
silence?
Yeah. All right. In Black Belt asks, turkey or ham for Christmas? DJ, you first. Turkey or ham for Christmas?
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Traditionally, we always had ham.
Oh, nice. Team ham. Kay, you should throw up a poll for turkey or ham as well. JazzyPanda, turkey or ham for Christmas? What do you Argentinians eat?
I'm still laughing at Cremas. Give me a sec.
Hey,
Christmas, come on.
Hey, what are we having for Christmas this year? Turkey or ham?
Us?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like those sandwiches we make with the ham and
You
the
wanna know
dinner
what I do?
rolls and the mashed potatoes. But
You know what
I like turkey, but you don't like turkey.
No, I don't even love ham. I don't like
So we
either.
have ham. What
Yeah.
the fuck do you like then?
I
Burgers?
No, I usually my special occasion food is KFC. I love KFC. I belong
I
in
know,
the
and
South.
I don't really enjoy KFC
Yeah.
that much.
No,
so
anytime it's a
it's
special occasion, I'm like, why aren't we ordering a bucket of fried chicken?
James, you need to move to Japan because KFC is like traditionally Christmas food over there.
I love you, Japan. That's amazing.
It is. It's become a thing ever since like the 1970s. There was like a business magnate that opened a KFC in Japan,
Yeah.
and he basically used propaganda to convince the populace that you know what would be great for Christmas dinner? Fried chicken.
Did
And it
I-
worked.
Did I watch these ads as a kid, and I don't remember it? Like, I've always loved KFC around special occasions. And
You might have. You might have.
to the point where my grandfather would get mad at me all the time, or he would get mad at my mom because my grandfather would go to my mom and he'd be like, "Oh wow, what a lovely meal you made," and my mom would be like, "Bitch, it's what he asked for. He loves his KFC. Leave the boy alone." But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's my answer is KFC. Jazzy, did Christmas check?
Don't do this to him. Don't make.
It's ham, okay?
It's ham. It's ham. Team ham.
Okay.
Ham's winning 80%.
Christmas ham.
We're always ham
Sorry,
winning
I'm-
over turkey. Excuse me, guys. Turkey is the thing.
Well, for Thanksgiving, yeah, but you
For
can
both.
anything goes on Christmas. On
Ham is a
Christmas,
secondary thing.
anything
I love
goes on
ham, but
Christmas.
come on.
He's just doing it on purpose now, Jess.
Yeah, a little bit. I love it. I love it. Shaka Zulu said, "Have you ever had Jubilee? It's Korean KFC. We just got Jubilee here, and I haven't had it because every time I walk past it, there's a 3-block line. It's crazy. Have you guys ever had Jubilee?
Apparently, it tastes really bad here, though.
Really? There's still
Yeah,
lines,
everyone I've
man.
talked to about it, I have like a friend in Alberta that also had it there, and she said it was shitty, and then here it's also shitty.
Oh, damn. Okay. I don't know if anyone else wants to weigh in on the Jubilee question. Personally, I don't like her. But let's see here.
I knew that was coming.
So wait, the Korean one, is it Jubilees or Jollibees? Because I know about Jollibees.
Oh, I think he means Jollibee. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about Jollibees.
Yeah, is it any good? That's what I meant. with Jollibee.
It's all right. It's all right. See, the thing with fast food places, it's gonna depend on like your own experience because like for me, we have like really good Taco Bells in town. Like it's one of their like test locations. So we have like amazingly good Taco Bell here.
Did you just say you have the Taco Bell test kitchen?
We don't have a test kitchen here, but it's one of the test cities. So we get like stuff that Taco Bell that no one else gets.
I'm moving to your city.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. What?
Yeah, so like back when they did those what were they? It was those like Doritos. Oh crap! It was like a Doritos Gordita or something like that. They mainly did the nacho cheese ones, but starting here we got like the Cool Ranch ones too, and they were really good, by the way. And I know they've
Taco Bell now. What are you doing to me?
I was gonna ask where is the KFC test kitchen, but I realized it would be in Kentucky. Okay, so question. This was question 2 from the chat. DJ, what is your true opinion on T-Swizzle?
I'm like Thanos. I don't even know who that is.
I don't even know who you are. JazzyPanda, what is your opinion on T-Swizzle?
Same.
Okay,
Yeah, who is
uh,
T Swizzle? I don't
think
know.
Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah. Oh duh. Taylor Swift. I don't know. Taylor Swift exists. Like
Unfortunately.
I know her fans are just insane.
Yeah.
And they get really defensive when you mess with like a Lord of the Rings, AMV. So
That's true.
Okay, so
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up.
That was a whole fucking. Listen, you're gonna have Boromir's funeral, and then you're gonna play Enchanted. Look, I know the Taylor Swift songs. I like Taylor Swift. You're stupid. Why are you putting that music over Lord of the Rings? It's fucking dumb. They're debating me like they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know what music you're using. It makes me think you're even more stupid. I like that song. Why is it dubbed to Boromir dying?
Mhm.
You're
See-
dumb.
see,
Fucking Swifties. Fight
My
me.
real plan was to unleash Heel K. That was my whole plan here.
They're so fucking stupid. And then they create fan fiction. Oh, Sam X Frodo, and then you play like fucking 1989, and like, oh, I'm 21 again. Like, shut the fuck up.
You need to put the Johnny Cage
You
sunglasses
actually
on.
set me off.
You need to put the Johnny Cage sunglasses on.
Hey, we're gonna be here for
Goodbye.
80 years.
If you're a Swiftie, except for Kenzo, Kenzo's fine, but otherwise, if you're a Swiftie, fuck you for ruining Lord of the Rings with your stupid fan fiction. That's it.
Jazzy, do you have as strong opinions on Taylor Swift as Kay does?
not at all. I don't follow her. Sorry. So that's neutral for me.
Yeah.
But we got some memes from her concert
no.
in Argentina last week. So it was like election weekend, and there was Taylor Swift like winning over the trending topics. So
Oh my god, you've started me on something else. Sorry.
Why? I
I'm
have
sorry.
questions.
James is gonna understand. No, you're gonna understand this one. All this fucking
Jesus.
whatever Kelsey brother she's dating. I
Travis.
don't know what fucking football player she's dating. Travis Kelsey,
Travis
whatever.
Kelsey, I believe. Yeah.
Fucking cares. All of you fucking people posting, oh, I'm watching the Chiefs game today because Taylor Swift is there. You don't fucking care about football. Why the fuck are you watching football? She's just in the stand. She's not even fucking doing anything there. You're gonna sit through how much football? She's not performing. They literally just switch to the camera randomly and she's sitting there and she's like,
Well,
you're
I'm
just watching someone watch football. That's literally all you're fucking doing.
I'm reading the ingredients in my Pepsi Zero. What the hell have you been drinking? Oh, Jägermeister. That makes sense. Don't do what I do.
Yeah, I've been drinking some weird shit. What's in here? Carbonated water, sure. Phosphoric acid, aspartame, potassium sorbate. What are these words?
Oh, I like
Annex
sorbet.
ginseng root.
Yeah.
I don't.
Insidious
some
Bliss says, question for DJ and Jazzy. What day is it in California?
Someone needs to play that right now. Someone needs to play it.
Oh no.
So I'm going to be the one, right?
I guess so.
I think so.
I guess so.
I think you're gonna be the one to play it.
Okay, let's go.
Today is fine day in California. Huh?
Today
Oh
is
my
Friday in California.
That's amazing.
Huh?
Shoot!
Oh my god. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, are you ready?
This
Sorry, go on.
I was
You're
gonna
totally
say
sabotaging your stream.
I love
this
it.
just
I love it.
shows
No, it's not sabotage. This
Insidious.
is all part of it. It's fine.
This just shows Insidious Bliss is truly a man of culture, right down to his preference of memes. An internet crusader too, because I saw him mention that as well. Impeccable taste. Impeccable taste. That is all.
We surround ourselves with only the best people. All right, let us do rapid fire of mine. I have 86 questions for you both, and we're gonna get through them in 10 seconds. DJ, first off, who is your main musical inspiration?
Oh man.
Rapid fire that question. Come on.
Okay, you wanted good questions. I came up with them.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying you got to give them time to answer. I'm
2
saying it as in
seconds.
like we're not going to fit all of your questions in 6 minutes. We can hang out
Okay.
a few minutes extra.
I have this.
I like
though.
that he went like, I have 86 questions for you. Okay, DJ. Let me see here. Question number 1.
Yeah. I actually have an answer to this.
Yes.
They're people that probably only JazzyPanda will know about. Their names are Jester of Sanity and Captain, and both of them made tracker music in the 1990s, and it's it's so good. I have a homework assignment for everyone watching this stream. When you're done, look up on YouTube a song called Space Debris by Captain, and another song called what was that one that Jester did? Elysium by Jester
Elysium.
of Sanity. They are just peak MS-DOS tracker music. These are the musics that I listened to when I was a wee DJ laddie with no musical talents whatsoever. And when I grew up, I wanted to make music like that. Spoilers, I still can't, but I'm trying. Okay, I still haven't grown up. Okay, I'm in my mid 40s. I haven't grown up. Eventually, I'll evolve into a
Baby
better
Todd.
Pokemon. I was
Todd.
I was like Tid Howard.
Elysium sounds familiar, so I need to hear that one and hear if I've actually heard it before. I don't recognize the names. I think you talked about them before, though. Now that I heard
Yeah.
the names, but I need to give them a good look and see.
You were a DOS bro too. You were a
Yes,
DOS boy growing
yes.
up, so you probably did hear them.
Yeah,
And I know you'll know when you did because you'll hear the beginnings and just be like, it's like it's all coming back to you.
Hell yeah,
It
I'm actually
all
ready.
coming up
right?
Millhouse.
It bonks your face.
It does. It does. I need to play the bonk again, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
It's like that.
Mr. Jazzy Panda, same question. What are your musical inspirations, or who are
Well,
your
I'm a
musical
bit more
inspirations?
I'm a bit more basic. I have a favorite band and a favorite musician within the band. So my favorite band is Styx.
Oh,
And my
I like
good
Styx.
choice.
Yeah,
Very good choice.
And I was heavily inspired by Dennis DeYoung as a singer. So, that theatrical thing and, just singing high notes and
Yeah, man.
all of that. I like Tommy Shaw as well, but
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
stuff.
I also grew up listening to mod music, but I wouldn't consider myself, inspired by it. I just enjoy it very much.
No,
But
that's
I never
fair.
really found that thing that you when you are inspired by something, you kind of extract something from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you hold on to it. It wasn't the case for me with that mod music, but yeah. I mean, at least I can sing somehow. So
you have an angelic panda-like singing voice. I want to hear more of it. Maybe when you guys collab together and DJ streaming and you're doing your producery stuff, you can like sing some Ave Maria or something while he's like screaming at a video game. I'd like to hear that. Anyone?
let me take the chance to say that I reviewed the podcast 2 months ago, and DJ did some controversial statements about singers.
Oh no!
What?
No! I didn't mean
What did
you.
you
I
do,
didn't mean you.
DJ?
No! I know what he's
about
I know
sports
singers
time?
not being able to
No.
read at all.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. Don't quit.
I'm
No.
talking.
No. Oh.
There's so many bonks. There's so many bonks. Oh my
I'm just
God.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Of course, I'm kidding. But yeah, we should totally collab. In fact, we have a couple of things like they're in the backlog. Okay, so soon-ish we might get into some collaborations there. I have loved the idea of collabing with DJ here since 2009. I think that's a long time now.
Let's see here. That is super long, and I'm looking forward to seeing what magical things you two create together. Whether it's on stream or behind closed doors, you guys are a good couple.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Here's the next question I came up with. DJ, if you could collaborate, and Kay, stop me if you've told this one before, because reading it out loud, I feel like you may have already said this one, maybe in the previous stream. DJ, if you could collaborate with any game composer, who would it be and why?
Oh my goodness! Do they have to be alive still? Or
No, you can
is this
resurrect them.
Okay, so this is like a fantasy football thing. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I know the easy answer is Koji Kondo, but like that's what everyone would say. And actually, by his own words, Koji Kondo says he borrows a little bit too much from like other works. Oh man, who's that guy who did the music for Streets of Rage 2? I can't remember his name. Internet Crusader will know who I'm talking
I think
about.
he's a sleepy boy and he's sleeping. But yeah, if you don't know the name,
okay.
you could just be like, I love this game, therefore whoever did the music for this game. That's my guy.
Oh man. Yeah, I would say like the guy from the Streets of Rage games. I can't remember his name, and I know I'm gonna get just eaten alive
That's fine.
in the comments for this one. Maybe like maybe some of the people from Harmonix before they did the Guitar Hero games. See, my favorite my favorite Harmonix games are Frequency and Amplitude, the two games that came out before Guitar Hero, and they had like original music in there, and they had like some licensed stuff by like I think there was a Tommy Talrico song. There was like stuff by like Crystal Method, BT. I think like Garbage was in Amplitude. There was a David Bowie song in there. But yeah, like maybe like some of the peeps from Harmonix.
I can get behind that a lot. I used to be a huge Harmonix fan because I felt like Harmonix really understood how music worked, whereas when Activision took over Guitar Hero, they were just like, let's just make it as hard as possible.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not
Yeah,
the
exactly.
point. So yeah.
Yeah.
I can get behind those answers. Jazzy, do you have a game composer you would like to collab with? If not, you can just say a game like Streets of Rage or whatever. Like, what's a game?
Now that would be Alexander Brandon from the Jazz Jackrabbit 2 soundtrack.
Oh,
Unreal.
that's a good pick. Oh my god.
Just
hell yeah.
go on. Deus Ex, I think too.
Yeah. That was him. It was good stuff. Oh man, that
I have nothing else to say. Yeah, you just look for Alexander Brandon, listen to some of his work, and get your own conclusions.
It's so good. Oh,
it's amazing.
I'm dying here. It's so good.
Insidious Bliss has got your back, DJ. Google
Yeah.
says it's Yuzo Koshiro.
Yeah. Yuzo Koshiro.
That's it. You said it all proper.
Koshiro. Thank you.
Sorry, I had to step in because I speak Spanish. I'm sorry about that, my friends.
No, do it. I like it. You have a beautiful voice. I want to listen to it all the time. I sound like a cat getting thrown against a chalkboard repeatedly. This one might apply more to Jazzy than DJ, but DJ might have an answer for this. So I'll start with Jazzy on this one. What is one instrument that you still want to learn?
Oh, well, that would be drums in my case.
Oh, nice. Any particular reason why you want to play drums?
I just like, just trying to figure out how the brain works when you have to like split the rhythm into different sections and like control everything with hits. You know, you have to hit stuff.
You will have to chat with Jerry over in our Discord because Jerry's insane on those
I've
drums,
seen
right?
some. I actually listened to some of Jerry's stuff. I think he covered one of DJ's songs too.
He did, yeah, he did.
That's amazing. Oh my
Incredible.
God. DJ, do you have an instrument that you'd like to learn? Or are you sticking all PC all the way, baby?
Yeah, I've tried learning instruments when I was younger. Like in middle school, I tried learning acoustic guitar, and that didn't work. And I tried learning keyboard, and that didn't work. So I'm just gonna say, my dick.
Yeah, that's fine. You got good at the one thing, and you're like, this is it for me. You don't have to be a jack of all trades, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, so when anyone asks what instrument I play, I'm like, my computer. Does that count? And it's funny that Jazzy. Yeah, exactly. It's funny how Jazzy even mentioned putting in notes with your mouse, and it's like exactly what I do. So I'm just like, I feel like I'm being called out here.
Nah, you know, actually, what got me into making my first original track ever was one nice comment from this man over here. Because I was all, you know, the only thing that I knew back then, I think it was 2008, the only thing that I knew back then was musical keyboards, you know, those Casio keyboards that had built-in sounds and rhythms and things. And I just played with that. I learned to play keyboards like with those tutorials in the little screen there. And so I would go, I don't remember where, but I kind of left a comment there like, oh my God, what keyboards are these sounds from? And it was all keyboards, you know? And no, this man took his sweet time to just be nice and reply to me and say, oh, this is not a keyboard, it's an arrangement. I use Fruity Loops, it was back then. Then it turned into FL Studio. And, you know, that kind of taught me what I needed to know to make my first track, which may be somewhere backed up here.
Oh,
I will
we
share
gotta
it.
hear that.
I will upload it eventually to YouTube.
Yeah, man. No, we gotta hear that.
But yeah, just a side note. Just a side note. Like, hey, notes with a mouse. There you go.
All right, Kay, I got 3 more questions that I just came from my brain. I could have done more, but then you'd be here for 18 years. Okay. This one might be heavy. DJ, what is one musical milestone you still want to achieve?
Ooh. Oh, man. Just any sort of milestone?
Anything, yeah, related to music. Like maybe you want to hit a certain number of views, or maybe you want to make a certain kind of song that you can appreciate even if no one hears it, or yeah, what any sort of milestone related to your music.
Man. Okay, so like I actually had one of like old me and what my milestone would be now. So if you asked me this in 2003, I would say to get signed to a record label.
Oh yes,
But
yes. I remember that.
But fuck record labels. I don't ever want to get signed unless it's to something like Game Chops, since they specifically work with game remixes or something like that. But it's more like fan related. I would love to. My big milestone would be to release an LP and to have someone either like meet me in person or just, you know, like send me a message where they're like, oh, I just listened to your LP and it's great, or something like that, or they got recommended, you know, by a friend. That's really it. Just hearing from fans, like it kind of already happens now anyway. But
I was
just putting out like an actual album and then having someone say, I heard your album and it's amazing and I shared it with my friends and things like that.
Would that be like a physical album, do you think, or are you fine just doing digital, or
either one would be fine. But yeah, just the whole thing of like someone saying, hey, I shared it with my friends, or I listened to this album and it just changed my life. You know, something like that would be nice.
Yeah. Oh man,
It doesn't.
You'd definitely get that already. But yeah, I understand like doing like a full album and then doing it. But we already told you that it's just like if I Google search you, I see people being like, "Oh yeah, I love this music. Where is he now?" And it's like he's right here.
Yeah,
Like, you can find
I'm
him
not
right
exactly
now.
hidden. I kind of make it known where I am. Just I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I can get behind that for sure. Jazzy, do you have a musical milestone that you want to achieve still?
I would like to. I like to be able to sing for like a whole hour, like in a concert, like a full be able to give a full concert, like singing. I'm not a professional singer, so that's like a thing to keep as a milestone for me for now.
That's good. Insidious Bliss just came in with another question. Whoever can answer this, go for it. He says, have they ever heard their music in a surprising place? So have you ever, I don't know, been walking, I don't know what that would be, like maybe walking around a mall or something, and it's just like, hey, that's me. Or like maybe you've come across it in a YouTube algorithm or anything like that?
The only thing I could think of, and I need to get on this man's case because he didn't credit me. But the YouTuber's name is the Geek Critique. He did a video on like a Sonic game, and then like right near the end, I heard my Green Hill Zone remix.
Oh shit!
And I'm like that sounds really familiar. Oh, that's my song. And then I looked in the credits, and I'm like, oh, he didn't credit me. That's cool.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, there's no link to my channel or anything, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Just don't even tell people where you got that music from. That's cool, bro.
That's brutal. I hope you flogged them. Jazzy, have you ever heard like any of your music in a surprising scenario?
Well, I have. It's nothing like that will blow you away, but I did
never
hear
know.
one of my tracks that I never actually posted. It doesn't even have a title, but a friend uses it on his YouTube videos. The intro is one of those forgotten tracks of mine. It's not credited either, but I know that it was done by me.
God,
no, but that's cool. That's cool.
This is one of my pet peeves. I just hate, like, I don't know what it is, but I've always been someone that like I overcredit, or at least I try to, and if I fuck up even slightly, I feel awful about it, to the point where like when people will tip us to drink, I'm like, I need to give a shout out to Dermy for being the original alcoholic. And then Dermy's like, I stole that from someone else. I'm like, I don't care. You're the original drunk to me. So even when it comes down to drinking, I try to give credit. So it genuinely like makes me so mad. Like if you take something, just, like in any capacity, at least be like, hey, fuck you, I took this. Like at least, right? It drives me nuts. And like as musicians, I'm sure you guys get this all the fucking time. I see this in every capacity, whether it's like I remember hearing about it with jokes and comedians, and it's just like, oh god, everything. If it requires any sort of artistic talent, it fucking gets stolen, and it drives me nuts. Nerdy Neo came in with a good question, and I believe this was a topic on his show actually, but he wants to know what were your guys' band names in Rock Band if you played Rock Band. I can't even remember mine, so I don't blame you if you have to pass. I don't remember.
The only rock band I actually played was the Beatles Rock Band, and I played it with like my sister and my brother-in-law. So like I didn't have a band name in that. I would just play it on their copy.
Beatles 2. Jazzy, do you remember? If you
No Rock Band for me.
Damn. I'm gonna dig mine up for you, Nerdy Neo. I don't remember what mine is, and if I can say it on stream, I will. But a good chance I can't. Let's see here. He says
Good point. It was Kill Media.
That was Paul's band name, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Paul says my rock band name was Chlamydia. That's a beautiful name for a girl. I like Chlamydia. Okay, I got two more for you. DJ, if you could only listen to one band, artist, or even game composer or whatever forever, you can't listen to anyone else till the day you die, who would that be?
Oh man, it's got to be an individual artist. It can't be like a genre of music.
I mean, I can't speak for Melee James who wrote this question, but he did say it had to be not a genre, but it was a band or an artist or a composer.
Oh man, that makes it even harder. If it was like a genre, it'd be
Genre?
an easy
Okay,
pick.
say quickly because like my genre would be
Okay.
metal, but that's all I listen to anyway. So it's like that's my
Okay.
life. Like whatever.
If I could listen to one genre like for the rest of my life, it would be like 90s or 2000s Eurodance, like the stuff you heard in DDR.
That's good. You would never be unhappy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My wife hates it, but I like secretly love Venga Boys. Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey now.
That's Venga Boys, right? I'm not just.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Venga Boys. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, but is Venga Boys your band though? Is that
If I had to narrow it down to like a band, I guess it would be something like that. You know, like any given, like 2000s like goofy, silly Eurodance artist. Like it would be interchangeable. But yeah, I guess you could say for the sake of argument, Venga Boys would be fine.
Venga Boys is a safe bet. Yeah, Jazzy. What about you? Do you have what's your one band artist, composer, whatever? Forever. That's all you can listen to. Sticks.
That would be Toto.
Toto. Oh my
Here.
God. Rains down in Africa, Toto? That Toto?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's a good pick. I was expecting Sticks. Oh my God.
I was thinking Sticks, but they have some, sometimes it's hit or miss with some of their
that.
work. They have been experimental at times. So
I get that. No, you got to go for the longevity. Yeah, I get it.
right. Just put shuffle and repeat on that and let it run.
I know. I feel that. All right, and then let me scan here. I think, chat. Let me know if I am scamming anyone out of a question, but I think we got all the questions. So I have my final one, and then I'm gonna pass it back to you, Kay. So get ready. Get ready. This is the biggest question of the night. This is a tough one to ask, and I feel truly blessed that these amazing, talented musicians get to answer this question. So with that, I start once again with DJ. DJ, are you ready for this question?
I think so.
DJ,
Yeah.
who is the best James Bond?
Oh man. I think the easy answer is Connery.
Yes.
I mean, he was the first, and he was the best. But like, wasn't Timothy Dalton right after him, or was it Roger Moore? I think it was Roger Moore was second, wasn't he?
No, it was George. I think it was George Lazenby who did.
Was it
one.
George Lazenby?
Yeah, he did one.
Oh, okay.
James. He was
Lazenby.
Moly.
Oh.
He was that one.
Roger Moore is okay. Like my top three, because I don't know if there's a Mount Rushmore of Bonds. It would be Connery. It would be Connery,
Yeah.
Brosnan, and then Moore.
Yeah. No, Roger Moore is
Good
like
man.
super good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have immaculate taste. Hell yeah. The
Said
architect.
Daniel Craig, I would shake my head at
No. Those don't. I don't even want to count those as Bond movies. They're Bond in name alone.
I will salute a fellow architect respecter. All hail the architect. Hell yeah. That is a great pick. So Connery is your number one guy.
Yes,
Okay.
Connery is the best. He is the first. He was the best.
JazzyPanda, I know it's a really difficult question, but do you think you can bear answering it?
I don't think Bond was that important part of our culture, sadly. So
What?
I would have to pass.
No!
I have to pass.
There's got to be one. You have to like what?
I know.
Just
I
say
know
Michael Myers.
nothing.
Just say Michael Myers, Austin Powers. It counts.
I know nothing about Bond. Sorry.
You could have said the what's his name? The fake one. The fucking Peter Sellers or whatever. The comedic one. Oh yeah, hold on. It's fucking hell. David Niven.
Hang on.
Yeah, David Niven.
I'll press this. I'll press this for myself. Okay.
Yeah. Fine. You could have said Pierce Brosnan because GoldenEye, and that's got a great soundtrack, or I don't know. Anyway, that's fine. That's
Wait,
fine. I
have
know.
you watched James Bond?
Never.
No. See, there you go. So how would he know?
I guess so. All right. Well, chat. Tomatoes. Chat, recommend JazzyPanda your favorite James Bond film. Because I see Jerry Crow saying he likes Brosnan and Craig. Paul saying Gilbert Gottfried is the best Bond. Imagine that. Good Lord. So, yeah. I'm seeing tomatoes. But, yes, go tell JazzyPanda which James Bond movie he should watch. I really like... what was the one I really liked? I really like You Only Live Twice, actually. I love You.
Yeah, You Only Live Twice.
That one, that one's not... The popular one is to do Goldfinger. For Connery, but I really like You Only Live Twice because Sean Connery doesn't give a fuck in that movie. He is drunk the entire time, and it's got my boy here who I'm blanking on. What's his fucking name? He's not my boy if I can't remember his name, but Loomis. Wait
a minute, Nerdy Neo likes Daniel Craig. Am I surprised? No,
he said that.
We disagree on fucking everything.
He said that. Will you guys get along already?
No,
Jesus.
we don't.
Jesus.
Unless it's like I can't remember what the one topic is.
Why can't I remember the name of Dr. Samuel Loomis from Halloween? Okay, come on. Help me.
That guy.
Donald Pleasance. Donald Pleasance.
Donald Pleasance. Yeah. That guy.
He's the villain in You Only Live Twice, and I love him.
That's why you like that movie so much. It makes
sense. And Sean Connery is drunk. He hits a woman in it, and it's really funny. And then they're like, you need to go undercover in Japan, and they literally they paint him. They paint him, and it's just Sean Connery with a Scottish accent being like, I'm Japanese now. And it's like...
That's the James Bond for Godzilla fans.
Yes.
That's why you like it. The Godzilla fan, James Bond.
$13.13. Who needs 007 when you have
It's
Agent
kind of hard
86?
to imagine Connery pretending to be Japanese.
Who needs 007 when you have Agent 86? Thank you, Yoda. You died for that super chat there. Maxwell Smart said that.
Oh, that's a good answer. Don Adams. Oh, I loved Get Smart as a kid, by the way. I'd watch that every night at night.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
It's so good, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
was
love
a memory.
that show.
That was a memory that unlocked.
Yeah, you just unlocked a memory.
Yeah, because it was like there was so many James Bond parodies. This didn't come out first, right? Like this was a direct parody of it, I think?
No. Get Smart came out in the 1970s. It was after Bond was established.
But Bond was just so iconic that I'm borrowing. I'm boring JazzyPanda to death because he's like, I don't care about James Bond. Proceeds to talk about James Bond for 2 hours.
I got nothing. Just keep going. This is amazing.
No. It's
Jazzy, do you have an equivalent like that?
That's why I said Michael Myers, maybe.
Is there like a James Bond, or is that more like an American or a North American thing? That's what I'm curious about.
Argentinians really hate spy films. That's what.
Yeah, like are spy films a big deal there? I guess not.
Nerdy
we
Neo,
had something similar, but not quite on the lines of a super agent or anything like that. So
you could say Archer. There you go. A lot of people like Archer.
I'm not going to answer, James.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. I just
can't.
every time I see you from now on, I'm gonna be like, have you watched You Only Live Twice yet? Have you watched it? No. Anyway, Kate, that was my fan questions. I don't know if I missed any, but I'm gonna pass the mic over to you. And yeah, thank you guys for answering the fan questions from Insidious Bliss, Imp Black Belt, Jerry, and several from myself, because you guys are the freaking best. So, Kay, take it over from me.
I thought you could do a final roll through chat, and then we'll do outros, and we'll call it.
Sure. Chat, look, I'm just gonna say right now that chat has been freaking loving this show, and they love you guys. So we're gonna be here for 8 hours if I read it all. So I just want to say, chat, thank you so much. I've been reading your comments the whole time to the point where Kay would ask me a question. I'd be like, huh? So I've been ignoring her in favor of you guys because you guys have been popping off today, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to read chat from when I saw Nerdy Neo come in with the Rock Band comment, because I really like that comment. And then we're just going to read down from there, and then I'll pass it back to Kay. To Kay. George Takei. Jerry Crow says, take it down just to be petty.
Do not compare me to George Takei.
Yeah, you're much more beautiful.
Thank you.
Jerry Crow says, take it down just to be petty. This is in regards to DJ finding out that he got screwed just like Bret Hart over his music, not getting credit. And then, but it also applied to Jazzy as well, because he also found out that he did not get credit. Would you guys do that? Would you guys like say, you know, fuck you, give me credit, or else I'm pulling it down or something?
It was a remix, so like, you know, it would be like
Oh.
arguing semantics. If it was an original song, yeah, I would probably use Content ID and take them down, but...
Jazzy, do you have any comments on that?
Mine was an original song, but I don't appreciate it as much, so let him have it. I'll make something better eventually.
In other words, JazzyPanda, live and let die. But no, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let the James Bond thing go. Anyways. Hey, we got our buddy Paul in the chat saying, actually, Bliss, I gave a demo to a cute girl at a Hot Topic. I hope you got her number. Next time I walked in, she was playing my band's demo in the Hot Topic while she was working. Oh my God.
Damn.
Let's go.
You need to go up to her and be like, hey, do you sell any shirts just because of me? If so, royalties, baby. Also want to point out we've had 2 YouTubes popping off, but we've also had Adam over on Rumble saying I walked in with the Swifty talk. Now I know Kay and me are real friends. And then JF Raptor fan says, hello, just stopping by. Hope all is well. All is well, JF Raptor fan, because we've been talking for 2.5 hours to these 2 awesome people here, and I've been fucking loving the conversation. Jerry Crow is going, Hot Topic girls. Jerry Crow is literally me. Paul says goth girls for the win. So true. We need to bring them back. I will fight and die for seeing girls return. Paul says my rock band name was Chlamydia. That's a great name. Paul, if you ever have a daughter, name her Chlamydia. Paul says, oh, the rock band, the game. Nerdy Neo says, I think we talked about that when you were on open mic. That's why I remember it. Yeah, that was a great question, Nerdy Neo. Jerry Crow says Chlamydia is a very well-known Finnish punk band. Oh, well, I hope they get rid of it soon. And Jerry Crow's answer was Kiss or Zeppelin for band he would listen to forever. Those are great choices because neither of them are like my favorites, but I can speak on Kiss's behalf. Like Kiss would change, similar to Metallica, they would kind of change up their music a lot, and so you get a wide variety of genres just in choosing Kiss forever. Love him or hate him, I fucking hate Gene Simmons. He's a piece of shit. I like Paul Stanley, I hate Gene Simmons, but you're getting a wide variety of music there. But hey, as musicians, what do you guys feel about Gene Simmons raiding a child fan's home because the fan was such a big fan that they flagged his IP address because he was sitting on their website all day, and so he fucking called the police because he thought their website was being hacked, and they went into the kid's home and took his computer. What do you guys feel about that?
What?
That's
Yeah.
a bit much, you know.
I hate Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
So
What is it with musicians? Okay, I pissed off all the singers with the last stream, and I'm just like, you know, musicians in general, man, there's something wrong with them. I mean, I know I'm a musician. There's something wrong with me.
DJ's
this
like,
is
"I'm
personal. This is personal experience. Yeah, exactly. I'm the problem. This is what life on this planet has taught me. It's taught me that I'm the problem, and I ruined it with my bad attitude. Like James ruins everything with his bad attitude.
That's true.
This is why we get along so well.
That's true. We're gonna burn it down together, buddy.
Nice.
Another thing about Gene Simmons I want to say is that he tried, and this pisses me off. I've gotten in fights over this. He claims that he invented the horns for metal. Not fucking true. And he's tried copywriting them.
What?
He's literally tried saying these are ownership of like Kiss and Gene Simmons. It was actually my favorite singer of all time, Ronnie James Dio, that invented it. He took it from his grandmother because it's actually got basis in like Italian folklore and everything. It means to ward off devils and spirits. There's been politicians that did it for hundreds of years. But musically speaking and in relation to metal, Ronnie James Dio started it because he learned it from his grandmother. Fuck you, Gene Simmons.
Wait, what horns was he talking about?
The devil
adding
horns.
To...
Yeah.
Oh, the devil horns?
Like this,
oh,
literally
okay.
just this. Gene Simmons tried fucking copywriting that, and people went to Ronnie James Dio to be like, I thought you invented it, and he's like, yeah, well, I did in music. My grandmother invented it, I guess, but I'm not going to copyright it. Like he will try.
With or without thumbs?
With the thumb crossed up here. This one. This is like what? That's like Hawaiian or something, isn't it? Yeah. This is or Samoan. This is Jimmy Snuka. Shoulda copyrighted this one. This is like kind of more of a peace thing, but the metal one is like this, right? But yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, that's the
You have a nice you have a nice graphical explanation there by Jerry.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna get to that. Let's pop through these questions here quick. Paul says my one band would be Primus, good choice, and Gilbert Gottfried is the best Bond. Jerry Crow says I like Brosnan and Craig. Oh my God, a fellow Craig. You know, I've never watched a Daniel Craig James Bond. I gotta start.
Don't
Okay.
watch. It suck. It's not James Bond films.
I
It's
feel-
not the name. That's fucking it.
I feel
It's
that
not a
way
real
for anything
James
that's
Bond
not
film.
Sean Connery. Personally, like as soon as Sean Connery's not there, I'm like, I don't care anymore. It's weird without him. It's
Daniel Craig leans more into the spy half of it and less on the like charm, right? So
Yeah.
people will argue that like it is a legitimate James Bond and he has a name, so I can't be like he's not James Bond. But in spirit, I don't feel like he is because he's not like the womanizer. He just kind of he has sex with women in the movies, but it's very like
It's not
you
as
know, like,
aggressive
there's
as
no
Sean
weird-
Connery was with him, am I right?
there's no like flirtation involved. It's just kind of like oh yeah, I'm James Bond. I guess I should fuck this chick in a shower, and then he moves on, and it's more about the action pieces and not about any of that.
My boy,
It's so
Sean
annoying.
Connery,
It's just kind of like a chore for him.
For Sean Connery, it was 40 no's and 1 yes is a yes.
You know what I mean, though? Like with Sean Connery, he's like. He wants to just bang the chicks. That's why he's there. Everything else is extra. But for Daniel Craig, it's like, oh, I'm going to be a spy
This
first.
is now a James
Well-
Bond stream.
The whole underlying thing with the old school James Bond is it wasn't just literally him sleeping with women. He was social engineering them to get information about the villains.
Yeah.
So like it's a part of being a spy is using like subterfuge, it's using like coercion and very like nuanced, you know, like being a silver-tongued talker, basically, you know,
Exactly.
to like
And
to
Daniel
get
Craig
the
does not have
information. Yeah, and it's like the newer Bond is just, you know, like spy gadgets and stuff, and there's none of that like socializing that makes James Bond what he is. Like he's a sharp dresser, he's a smooth talker. Like let James Bond be that. That is
Yeah.
James Bond to be. Hashtag not my Bond.
And it makes no sense. It makes more sense you saying that why they're not doing it in current year because current year could not fucking handle Sean Connery, right?
No.
And Jazzy Panda, to involve you in this conversation, you have a beautiful singing voice. I want to hear you do a cover of Secret Agent, man. I think that'd be amazing. You could do.
That'd be wonderful.
You would do a great cover of that.
I'm gonna write that down. Then.
Secret Agent Man, yeah, do it. That would be amazing. And you could get DJ doing like an electric version of it instead of the down out.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Money. There you go. Steal my ideas. Give me one little credit. This was James's random idea. There you go. Jerry Crow says the tech gets better over the years, so not even talking about the Bond portrait, but the whole movie. So he's saying he enjoys the Craig films as films, not so much Craig himself. That makes
Sure, I
sense.
can watch Mission Impossible and get the same shit out
Exactly.
of
Tom Cruise is my boy. Tom
it. To
Cruise.
me, it's like anyways.
I'm a huge
Go
Tom
on.
Cruise fan. I love that man. I love that little man.
Old James Bond is
He's
best.
my little
Sean
guy.
Connery, that sucks.
If I could fit Tom Cruise in my pocket, I totally would. I love him.
Why? Because of Legend?
There's the tomatoes. Crazy T says GoldenEye. So I think Crazy T wants Jazzy to watch GoldenEye. I've never actually seen GoldenEye either, which is crazy. I don't remember which one I watched. Which Brosnan one starts off with him getting shoved into ice water? That's the one I watched. I rented it at like Blockbuster as a kid. That's the only one I've seen of Pierce Brosnan. So anyway,
That's not memorable.
I think it was
at all for me.
Halle
I've
Berry.
never-
I think it was a Halle Berry one.
Oh, that's not GoldenEye.
It's not GoldenEye.
No,
But
that's not GoldenEye.
But yeah.
That might be Tomorrow Never Dies. I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember.
think that was yeah. Oh god.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, tomatoes. Nerdy Neo says I grew up with Brosnan, but I really like Craig. Yeah, Brosnan was my childhood Bond, but my parents forced me to watch Connery, so I grew up a horribly abusive Scottish boy that had a drinking problem. Paul says, "Oh, Ocarina of Time is your favorite Zelda." Ooh, Ocarina of Time.
Do you want me to deliver that?
It was pretty good.
It was good.
Ooh, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Not drunk enough.
And she's not even
Exactly.
wearing the
I have to have the
shades.
passion for it. I have to be in that moment. Next time somebody talks to me about Zelda for real, it'll probably come out again.
Look, next time we're on Dermy's stream, I'm gonna bring up Ocarina of Time because you're gonna be drunk there, and it'll be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Insidious Bliss says I knew DJ would get that exactly. Nerdy Neo says Get Smart was in the early 2000s. No, the relaunch that was a remake. Nerdy Neo.
Yeah.
That was the Steve Carell remake. It was actually like in the late 60s, early 70s, the original show.
I'm interrupting.
Great intro, by the way, to that show. Go on, Kay.
I'm making a poll before we leave today about Bond. I put Connery, Craig, Brosnan. Give me one more Bond.
Every stream we do derails. We're subversive. We're
Roger
like,
Moore.
Fine.
Okay, Roger Moore. Add Roger Moore to that
More.
list.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Done.
Yeah. We're like the Stanley Kubrick of streams. On surface level, you thought you were getting a music stream, but actually it's about James Bond.
Hey, amazing soundtrack in the Bond movies. The
true.
best like intros. You know those crawls they do in the beginning? Oh, amazing. It
Yeah.
totally is top.
I like the one that's also in. Oh my God, give me a second. You got me on ADD here. Hold on. It's Not You Only Live Twice. What is the song I fucking like? It's Not You Only Live Twice. On Her Majesty's Diamonds Forever. I die. Yeah, I'll get to it later. Fuck it. I'll get to it later. There's a song I really like. Anyway, I was trying to think of my favorite James Bond song. I don't remember it. Anyway, this is a music stream. Let's see here. Jerry Crow says it's an English thing, Kay. Sagat Cat says we have Los Simuladores. Los Simuladores. I don't know what that is, but that sounds really cool. That sounds
Los
like
Simuladores. Los Simuladores is that TV show that I told you. It was like the closest we have to like James Bond or a super agent or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a group of 4 guys who like trick people into really big situations and to solve a problem for someone else.
I'm gonna check that
They
out.
hire
That
them.
sounds cool.
That's a really cool series. It got adaptations for many countries, I believe. But
Yeah, I never heard of it.
I
That
don't-
sounds awesome, though, man.
it's a good series.
You know what I thought of when I read that was I read that in my brain as the narrator introducing a new gang in Crackdown. So I read it as like, Los Simuladores. They're in the upper side of town. Yes, they're armed to the teeth, agent, but I'm sure you can take them down. Any Crackdown fans in here? That's what I read it as. DJ says, Nerdy Neo, the original. Yeah, oh, you corrected him. You had a actually moment. But I'm with you on this one. Yes, the original.
Yeah.
And Nerdy Neo, you should watch the original series, just like a couple episodes. I'd be curious your take. Paul Doken says, Tom Cruise, me, or Mission Impossible. Yes, I love Tom Cruise. I unironically think Tom Cruise is awesome because not only is like he doing his own stunts and everything, but he's actually a great actor. Eyes Wide Shut's one of my favorite movies of all time, and Interview with the Vampire is one of my favorite vampire movies of all time, and he steals the show as Lestat. So you can make fun of that little man all you want, but I love that little guy. He's great. Nerdy Neo says, I didn't know it was based on existing property. Rule number 1 of Hollywood, everything is a fucking remake. Everything. Even my beloved fucking movies from the 30s are all based on books. They've never been original. Ever. So anyway. Let's see. DJ says, I grew up watching it originals on Nick at Night. Oh my God, I remember Nick at Night. Jerry says, DJ explicitly says, please credit me. So kinda wouldn't even be petty. That's true. Jerry says, Paul is in the hospital at the moment. What? Their last ever concert should be in a fortnight. What? Paul, what's going? Are you Jamesing and driving?
Who's in the hospital? What?
I read
Paul's in
deaf.
the hospital or
Deaf, I assume, is indefinitely. Paul is in the hospital at the moment. Their last ever concert should be in a fortnight. Jerry, what's going on? Did Paul James and drive too hard or something? And he says, what's that gene? Probably not Gene. He was
Paul's in
invented.
the hospital.
The horns in a...
Paul Stanley. Sorry, I was worried about Paul for a second.
Paul Stanley. Thank
Also,
you.
I'm now worried about Paul Stanley, but I was worried about our Paul. I'm
Oh,
glad our Paul's fine.
Jerry's saying that Gene invented the horns with the thumb out. That's interesting because I'm pretty sure he tried to invent, or I'm pretty sure he tried to copyright this one because they went and it was making news and people were going to Dio and being like, what do you think about this? And he's like, it's dumb. You can't do it. Paul says the OG version of the horns where the horns are pointed at you. This is Gene Simmons and this is Dio, says Jerry. That's interesting. Okay. I'm happy about that because Dio can't defend himself anymore because he's dead, but his wife is going to make an artificial program of him so he can keep being around forever. I love Wendy Dio so much, folks. She's the best woman ever. She makes Sharon Osbourne look like a fucking saint. Jerry says 40 nos, and yes, with a after a slap means yes, exactly. Paul says Sean Connery is red-pilled. True. Jerry Crow says the newest Bond, and oh, okay. I haven't seen any of them, so I'm going to skim past that, but I see you talking Bond endings. I heard it was shit. Insidious Bliss says this is Crocodile Dundee horns. I love it! What is everyone's favorite horns? That's going to lead down a path I can't follow. Paul Doken says tomorrow never dies. Crazy T says, yes, that's what I mean. The infamous golden gun. The man with the golden gun is so good. It's got Christopher Lee in it. Nerdy Neo says Halle Berry was in Die Another Day. That was the one I saw, Nerdy Neo, and that was the one with Madonna, because Madonna sings through it all, and it's just like, ew, get away from me. He says that was Brosnan's last Bond. That's the only one I've seen, and it was a wee lad. Shaka Zulu says it's not my favorite, but it's a classic. Jerry Crow says I've seen them all, though. Connery as Bond was the X Factor, but less budget, the ages direction. And I'm sorry, look, JazzyPanda, I'm sorry. I accidentally turned this into a James Bond stream. Good Lord. Crazy T says seeing K drunk is hilarious. Jerry Crow says Diamonds Are Forever is a good song. That is a good song. I'm going to find out what my favorite James Bond song is later. And Nerdy Neo appreciated my Crackdown joke. I knew he would because he loves Crackdown. Shaka Zulu says correct James. Jerry Crow says Paul Stanley in 2 weeks. Paul says I'm fine. There we go. Our Paul's fine. Nerdy Neo says I was worried about Paul too. I know. Oh,
I know. I was like, is Paul okay? What happened?
And
yeah,
Jerry
you
Crow-
read like hospital, Paul. What? Wait, what?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna look more into this. I'm gonna do my research on the whole Gene Simmons Dio thing because I 100,000% remember it coming up with Dio and it being like an issue and all that stuff. Maybe like in the copyright he had to get both of them or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was like a weird metal concern way back in the day. But it was like this was like 15, 20 years ago when Dio was still alive. So it's a whole thing, and it's over now because well Dio passed away. But don't worry, Wendy. Look. Gene Simmons and Wendy Dio are going to sue themselves into the dirt together. I'm sure of it. Insidious Bliss says it is now canon. Jerry is Paula Doken's emergency contact. That's a perfect way. That's a perfect way to pass it back over to you, Kay.
That's amazing. All right. Well, I want to thank the two lovely lads for hanging out with us today. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of rapid fire questions in there at the end that were exciting. And I'm sorry, Jazzy, for making that a James Bond stream, but it's how it goes here. We can't help it.
In fact, I had something else to say. I feel intimidated by the speed at which James can read chat. It just...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, buddy. If Extra Zero was here, he would know I'm literally Blur from Transformers. But... Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I don't know what it is, but I read fast. It's because I don't care if I slur my words or not, so there's a lot of thises and that's and ats and ins that I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. So that's all. But thank you.
That's amazing.
Jazzy,
at least coming from someone who is try-harding English all the time.
I want to hear you read Spanish because look, Spanish sounds absolutely amazing when it's read fast as well. Like it's just like good freaking Lord, man. So as people said earlier, and then I'm gonna pass it again to Kay. We need to see some of that Spaniard jazzy streams, and then I want to hear you read I'm not gonna understand it, but hearing you read chat lightning fast in Spanish, that's gonna sound heavenly. So that's what I want.
I'm totally much smarter in Spanish.
I actually watch Jazzy's streams. They're really good. But yeah, and don't let him fool you about not catering to his English audience because he has a translation script that translates his Spanish into English.
Then you're fine.
Yeah. So like I can still follow along, and in fact, with his latest stream, when I joined the stream, I was like, "Hey, Jazzy, cool to see you playing Banjo-Kazooie, I think it was." And I was just like, "Don't worry about translating for me. Just play the game and have fun. Like it's all right if I don't understand most of what's being said. As long as you're having a good time."
Listen, we're all anime fans here, right? Except for James. We're all anime fans here. We're used to reading the subs. We're okay. We can deal with the watching the Spanish. We're good.
And also, Jazzy, you're immediately twice as smart as I are because you know two languages. I always hate when people
twice as smart.
Yeah. And your English is 100% fine. I don't know. You got nothing to worry about. And you've been following the stream and all this. So you're like you're completely bilingual. All I know is English and a little bit of Sith, and that's not gonna help me in life, I don't think. So yeah, that's super freaking talented. Anyone that knows more than one language, I'm like, good lord, I could never. I'm too lazy for that. I could never do it.
No, same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
thank
Jazzy,
you.
where can the people find you?
Okay, so you can find me over at Twitch, JazzyPanda_R, because of Argentina. And over at YouTube, JazzyPanda. I think it's just JazzyPanda at YouTube. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it
just
is.
JazzyPanda at YouTube. Yeah. And that's all for now. I mean, I'm on Twitter too, but you know how Twitter is. It's like at any moment I'll just jump ship again.
That's
because
valid.
Twitter.
Yes. No. I never know if I'm gonna log in one day and it's like I'm banned again. So I totally get it.
Everything is on fire suddenly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to do my usual bounce off, and I'm going to say, Jazzy Panda, it's been freaking awesome hanging out with you and getting to know you, and yeah, I love it. I want to see those Spanish streams. I think they're going to be heavenly. You have a great voice, and everyone out there, if you are not already following Jazzy Panda, his links are in the description over on Rumble and YouTube. Go follow that man, whether it's on Twitter, and you don't know, that might be a flash in the pan, who knows where he's going to be, but every link is there, his Twitch, his YouTube. Go check him out, and of course, he has been the amazing producer of the DJ Axis streams, and the dynamic has been wonderful. It's been absolutely wonderful. So, I mean, you guys know what you're doing behind the scenes. I'm not going to give you any like tips or anything like that, but I am going to say like,
Yeah, boy.
yeah. I'm going to say that Jazzy, don't be afraid if you're there to like, you know, talk and speak with DJ, because I like your like, while DJ's focused on the game, because I've noticed that DJ is really like, I want to beat this game and I want to like make it look good. So I think it works in a AGDQ dynamic where DJ's like focused hard and he knows all the ins and outs, and Jazzy Panda is doing the quips. He's the color commentary, and then DJ just goes, "Sir, will you please be quiet?"
I was gonna say, just wait for it. One day, Kay will ask me to play Tomba 2, and we're gonna have we're gonna have the GDQ moment where I look over to Jazzy and I'll be like, I would really prefer you to be quiet.
It's gonna happen.
This happened.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah. So
I'm saving it for Tomba 2 though.
Yeah.
It's for the content, DJ.
It is.
For the
It's all-
content, DJ.
It is all for the content. It's always for the content.
But yeah, man, I'm not just saying that. I think you being on the DJ streams, it's been lovely. So don't be afraid to speak up and like provide your commentary as well, because I sure appreciate it, and you got a fan in me as well. So everyone, go check out Jazzy Panda. His links are in the description, and you're also gonna hear him over on DJ's channel. And with that, Kay, I assume.
DJ, where can we find you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I said it before at the beginning of the stream. I'm DJ Axis. I've been doing this. I've been running this game for over 20 years. 20 years of music experience. I've been on YouTube since 2008.
Good lord.
And I don't have my old Let's Plays up, but my old music is 9 years old on there. It's actually older than that, but it was uploaded back in 2014. Anyways, if you go to my channel, you will find original music. You will find remixed video game music called retro remixes. You will find my vintage tracker music from when I was but a teenager or in my early 20s, and you will find live streams that me and this wonderful man from Argentina put together, and it would not have been possible without him. Don't let him tell you otherwise. I'm Todd, believe me, okay? Listen and believe to Todd. Listen and believe. You must believe the Todd. You must believe
16
the
times
Todd.
the trust.
Exactly. But anyways, you can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Rumble, since I have to upload my stuff manually. Well, you know, yeah. Thanks, Rumber. And you can find me on Twitter as DJ Axis R, like Jeff Jarrett. If you call me Slapnuts, I will hit you with a guitar, though. That is all.
Hell freaking yes. And like, good lord, you already know that I love this man, but I'm going to tell you how much I love this man again. DJ Axis makes one half of the beautiful music that you hear in the beginning, middle, and end of our streams. You're a fan. I've talked to people all the time that watch our streams that are like, who is that wonderful music? And they listen to it now in their own lives, whether they're working out, crying in the shower, anything. So guys, go follow DJ Axis. The links. Kay has also posted the links to JazzyPanda and DJ Axis over in the YouTube chat. Go check out those links. It is also in our descriptions on Rumble and on YouTube. But yes, DJ Axis makes sweet, sweet music, and now he's doing sweet, sweet streams with this lovely producer over there. Go check it out, whether it's for music or streaming or selling you on 16 times the bits or whatever the hell it is fucking Todd Howard says. You are missing out if you're not following DJ Axis. Go give him a follow, folks. He just hit 500. Let's get it to 500 more, baby.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. You can end it. You do your thing, James.
Oh, you want me to end it? You
Go do your thing.
There you go. Oh, review Shrek.
Review Shrek applause.
The review Shrek ending. The review Shrek ending. I have to be shirtless again. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god.
I'm helping.
You are. That's what you do. You're excellent at helping, man. You're an excellent producer. All right, folks. Well, I guess I will bow out of the call. As we said, this has been the almost 3-hour show with DJ Axis and JazzyPanda. So before I drop out of the call, I want to say...
flew, honestly.
It did. Before I drop out of the call, I want to say thank you to you both for hanging out. I know we're all in different time zones and everything. I don't even know what time it is in Argentina land, but I assume it ain't pretty. So thank you.
2:20 a.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get you to bed. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out for 3 freaking hours. And I love talking with you guys. And man, I had to cut my questions short because I just wanted to hear more and more from you. So I can't wait, wherever it is, to hear more from you guys. So thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
No problems, dudes.
All right, I am dropping on out of the call, so I'll talk to you lovely gentlemen later. See ya.
See you guys.
What? All right, there we go. And you can't see me. You can't see me anymore, so I'm just going to go quickly over here. Where's my music? Oh god, where's my music? I'm not used to not seeing my face anymore. Where the fuck did my face go? Let me go over to our music playlist here. Oh, there it is. There's our lovely music. Isn't it better not seeing my face? I think so. Anyway, here we go. I am gonna hit the music. Did I hit it? There we go. Hit it. Just gotta skip ahead a bit. Thank you guys for hanging out for 3 freaking whole hours and listening to those lovely gentlemen. We've said it before, we said it again. Go check out JazzyPanda and DJ Axis. Links are over in the description. Love chatting with those guys. We've chatted with DJ before, but it was awesome to chat with Jazzy for the first time. Can't wait to talk with him some more, everybody. Good Lord. All right. And I want to do some special thank yous over here. First off, I want to thank the one and the only acoustic guitar who came in and said, "Who you calling basic?" Acoustic guitar, I love you. I actually went to lessons to learn you when I was a wee baby. I failed horribly at them, but I did try. So thank you, acoustic guitar. And then the true Okami ending revealed itself. Apparently, Okami dies. I've never played Okami. I don't know if this is an actual spoiler. But Okami dies in the end, and it sounds exactly like Yoda. So thank you, true Okami ending, for revealing yourself. And last but not least, we had Maxwell Smart come in, who said, "Who needs 007 when you have Agent 86? I'm going to go watch some Get Smart. And, yeah, me and Nerdy Neo, hey, let's watch some Get Smart. Let's look at chat here. Everyone's saying thank you and goodbye. Well, thank you. And yes, Jerry. Great point, Jerry. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Look, folks, we are going to be somewhere tomorrow. I don't know if it's been announced yet. I actually don't know if it's announced yet, so I can't say where. But we're guest appearing somewhere. So, with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until then, so long, goodbye, good night, and see ya.